94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinego. Jason Minix is here somewhere, roaming around the building. I think we're on the air.
Well, on YouTube, if anything.
Somebody else can let us know if we're not. But it's good to have you along on this Tuesday afternoon. That is for sure. We had some technical issues here apparently earlier, and every station in the building was off the air, but apparently that's not the case. So I'm going to sit here and talk. I'll look for Jason, and we'll get this show on the road. It's been one of those crazy kind of days because of that. So everybody just kind of muddles in here and walks through. You heard Pledge doing Sports Center because obviously I was not prepared to do Sports Center.
It's okay.
So
I didn't know that y'all were going on the precipice that we were off the air because, we still have our YouTube feed.
So that's the same thing. Okay, because apparently every radio station in the building is off the air or was at some point in time. So I don't know if that's the case or not, but anyway, if we're on YouTube, it's good to see you guys. You can see Pledge there. So obviously we're Pledge is ready to go. Glad you're ready to go, Pledge.
Oh, ready is a relative term. I'm still trying to get all the great audio that we have loaded in.
Oh, look at this. See, I haven't even said a word today, Pledge. And on YouTube already people giving me stuff. Yeah, Hunter Hitch.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, but dead air still better than hearing Joe complain. You love me, Hunter. All right, you know it. You do. And I'm just curious, can you guys on YouTube, are we on? Can you hear us? Somebody just say yes, no, maybe so, something like that. So I don't want to just be sitting here talking to myself. I want to make sure that somebody's out there and listening away. But again, great to have everybody here on a Tuesday afternoon, a crazy Tuesday afternoon, but we're going to get it started and get you going. Lots to talk about today. And I got to say, man, I have to say, and in all transparency, I did not know about this Cooper Flagg guy all that much. I'd heard about him, obviously, and everybody said he was the greatest. And I saw highlights of that dude at the Team USA practice thing that they had going on. And this dude's for real. He's nuts. He's nuts. And I never said, Tariq, that he was like that. That was Rob Thompson that said that. I don't know enough about the guy to compare him to anybody. Tariq says, remember when Joe said Flagg is pretty much Lauri Markkanen? I never said that. I don't know enough about the guy to compare him to Markkanen or MJ or LeBron or James Pledger for that matter. So I
heard that guy's a baller.
Well, he's a baller. Yeah, he's something else. But I never said that. So I have no reason to say that because I don't know. And that would have just been a dumb take. So I don't know where you heard that from, my friend, but I never said that. And I will go to my grave with that. Because had I said that, I think you guys know me well enough by now, I would stick with it. Kind of the same way I want you to stick with the whole
Sean Payton,
the city of New Orleans,
Houston.
That, the Chris Paul take that I've been getting hammered for the last several days. All of that kind of stuff, I'm going to stick with whatever I say. So I'm 99.9% certain I never compared Lauri Markkanen to anybody, and especially Cooper Flagg. So anyway, that's where we're going with that. But I watched this guy, and look, I don't know. I mean, they're at practice and, maybe not going 100%, but Cooper Flagg was going 100%. He was incredible, this guy. He was simply incredible, and I don't know how else to put it. The guy was just schooling some of the best that the NBA has to offer. So just unreal, and it was really my first shot to pay attention, watch this guy after hearing all the hype that's been going on. He was just incredible, and I think this guy is the real deal. And, Minix and I were talking about this in the office a few minutes ago, and we were talking about how generational talent, right? We've obviously have one in Victor Wembanyama. And then it looks like this Flagg kid is going to be another one of those guys. So let the tanking begin. If you were with us yesterday, we were already talking about the fact that the Chicago Bulls have pretty much openly said they're tanking. They're going after this kid for next year. So they're already in the tank sweepstakes. It's just a matter of who's going to join them. Obviously, the Spurs are hoping maybe Atlanta gets into that mix as well, so they'd have a good shot at it. But the kid's incredible, and I have to say that he is for real. At least the short amount of highlights, and what that does for me, because look, you hear about people all the time, and you hear about how great they're going to be, and all of those kinds of things, I kind of take it with a grain of salt, because the hype usually lives up to the hype. The person does. But watching this kid yesterday, I can't wait to watch him play at Duke next year. He's only 17 years old. Obviously, if he's a one and done, which by all accounts he's going to be, and come out and be the number one draft pick in the NBA next year, I mean, he's going to be a very young man. But he can ball. This kid can ball. And I could only imagine, and it's a dream. We have to have hope. That's what you guys always tell me. But I tell you what, this guy is man, he's for real. And can you imagine seeing him play next to Victor Wembanyama? That would be quite the pair. That's for sure. But anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about Cooper Flagg coming up in a little bit. We're also going to talk about the two newest Spurs who are introduced. That's right. They were introduced. Harrison Barnes, Chris Paul, press conference today at the Spurs facility. What are they calling that place? The Rock? The Spurs Rock facility? And the Rock. So they were introduced over there and were asked all their questions. Jason Minix has just entered the studio. And Jason, I don't know if we're on the air.
Are we on the air? I was told we were off the air.
Well, on Facebook, we're on the air for sure.
Well,
but
I didn't know we were on Facebook.
Well, I didn't either. So I walk in here.
I'm at YouTube.
That's not Facebook. Whatever.
YouTube?
One of those things. So I walk in here and Pledge is going, he's playing the Sports Center music. And I'm going, well, I don't. Dude, we're off the air.
I was told this flight was delayed.
That's what I
went
was
back
told.
To the bar. What are we doing?
So I don't know what the hell's going on, to be honest with you. But I know we're on Facebook. I've asked folks there, and they've given me the thumb. YouTube. Can we change that, or I'm right?
No, you're just going to be wrong.
Holy cow!
So what's the deal? Are we on the air or not on the air?
No, we're on the air on YouTube.
All right.
I know that.
Can anybody hear us on 94.1?
Well,
I was going to go in the parking lot and check my car.
That I don't know.
But then I was told I was getting waved down like, hey, we're on the air.
Yeah.
Apparently, I guess Spectrum is having issues all over the city.
Well, yeah, because our cable's out too.
Well, and so like I went to lunch yesterday at a place, Zito Sandwiches on Broadway. The Spectrum guy was in there working, but it was cash only unless you wanted to write your credit card number down on a piece of paper and they'd run it later. Unfortunately, I had cash, so not an issue for me. Today, like half the people in the building, internet's down at home, internet's down here, like Ernie's wife called and said the internet's down. He's like, okay, well, what do you want me to do? Right?
Exactly. Dude, so no sound, we're being told by a couple of people on our YouTube page on 94.1. So, no, John, we don't have radios at the radio station. We just talk and hope that you guys can hear us.
Well, I mean, technically, there are radios at a radio station.
Well, I guess there are, but I don't know where they're at.
Well, there's not one in our office.
There's not.
The boss has one in his office.
Well, yeah, because he's always listening.
And his door's closed. So I don't know. So I don't think we're actually on the air.
We're not.
We're just live on YouTube right now. But you can't hear us, so...
No, they can hear us on YouTube, though.
Well, you just said there were some people that said there's no sound.
No, on 94.1.
Oh.
There's sound on YouTube.
All right.
Let's have a class here, Minix.
The apps are working apparently too.
86 times.
And the apps are working. So we have an audience that would really like to hear from you.
All right.
Well, maybe not you, but me for sure.
Well, let's be honest.
I
mean, You know, you guys are desperate to get me in here because people are like, "Shut up, Joe. Where's Minix?"
No, I didn't care whether you showed up or not, to be honest with you.
So I can leave again.
Go ahead.
I mean-
yes. I got a captive audience here on Facebook.
It's yeah, we're on that Facebook thing.
Yeah, everybody's checking.
It's YouTube.
MySpace.
So all right, so the apps are working.
Yes.
So basically, we're podcasters today.
Well, we're live streaming.
Yes.
That's a podcast. I thought a podcast was recorded for play at a future date.
It could be both.
Could be both. All right.
It could be live.
Right.
It's podcast, but I mean an internet only show.
Okay.
All right, so we got 37 people watching. So this is what it's like if you're a podcaster and you've got an audience of 37, and you're doing a show for those 37.
Well, and Anthony Del Toro says he's listening on iHeart.
Okay, so the apps are working.
Yeah, so the apps are working. So there might be a few more than 37.
Well, I'll tell you what. I will use a band mentality. In fact, not long ago, I saw Cody Canada out at Sam's Burger Joint. And I've known Cody for a long time. When they were cross Canadian Ragweed and playing for, opening for big bands in 20, 30,000 seat arenas and big shows, or 250 people at Sam's Burger Joint. And one thing that Cody told me a long time ago, I don't care if there's 10 people or 10,000, you give the same show.
Exactly.
So, I've seen my buddy Jack Ingram. I was at a show not long ago, and there might have been 50 people there, and he was pissed. And he mailed it in, and he kept saying that. Yeah. So we don't have 120,000 listening right now. We got 38 on YouTube, and however many that are listening on. Well, we're going to give you the same show.
Well, but I kind of agree with Cody Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's one person listening, they're taking the time to listen. You need to give them a show.
You give them the full effort.
That's exactly right.
We will do that. So I apologize for being late, but I was told we weren't on. We'll let you know when we're back.
Well, I was told that too, and that's exactly what we were told.
Well, and you know what sucks about the timing of this? I probably shouldn't say this, but I was about to get a look at the progress being made in our new studio.
Oh, you were?
I was about to. That's where I was going. I was coming in to get you. Like, hey, dude.
You were just going in there?
Well, no, I was with people.
Oh.
Out later. All right.
Wow, new studios, huh? Wow.
Well, we've only heard about it for, I don't know,
2.5 years.
Well, that's for you. How long do you think I've been hearing about the new studio?
Dude, I'll never forget it, man. Rob Thompson, first place he took me. Oh, this is a studio now, but we're about to move over here.
So I got a question for you.
All right.
Since we're streaming only,
whether
it be one of the apps or YouTube, are we allowed to say bad?
I wouldn't.
I'm not.
No,
I'm not.
I wouldn't do that.
I'm just curious because it's
because as soon as you do, miraculously,
we were on the air.
We're on the air.
Well, see, like
headline tomorrow, Jason Minix,
like Chris Paul today said, bleep and giggles, right?
Yeah.
And our great producer James Pledger cuts up all the audio. He sends it to us. And he didn't bleep it out.
He did not.
And I'm like, well, I'm glad I listened to these ahead of time. And I'm sure James is too, because we always do, James. Well, most of the time. I was like, hey, you might want to use the bleep machine on that.
Yeah.
Like, well, I did. I just sent you the wrong one.
Oh.
Get rid of anything that doesn't have the bleep, because you never know when an accident might happen.
You never know.
Right. So
it was good to hear from Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes today, because I learned a few things.
What did you learn?
Well, we'll hear from Chris Paul coming up here in just a little bit.
Okay.
And got some thoughts. I'm not the only one, and I'm going to give full credit to Mike Finger, and he tweeted out something that makes a lot of sense about Chris Paul and why he's in San Antonio.
Okay, we'll get into that.
Yes,
that's what you call a radio quality tease that's not actually on the radio.
Well, it's on YouTube.
Now, the question that I have, Pledge, do we take commercial breaks like we normally do?
Yeah, I mean, the log is still going as such.
But we're still going to have to make all these commercials good because those people paid for the radio audience, not necessarily the streaming only audience.
As far as I know, we're on air.
No, sir. That's not the way it works. All right.
We'll go check out the studio then.
Well, I will in a minute during this next break.
Yeah.
Chris Paul, for a guy that we've hated, sports hate for a long time, the idea that you're now going to root for him. My theory on rooting for Laundry is in play today because Chris Paul won his introductory press conference in San Antonio. If you were skeptical, I think he turned your head. He closed you on that State Farm deal today. He got the policy.
Well, apparently I'm the only one that's skeptical.
Well, that's
here in
not,
San Antonio.
That's not a surprise.
Yeah.
Actually, you're not skeptical. You're the only one that doesn't get it. You know, there's always that one kid in class that no matter what, you know, he still doesn't get it. But we'll hear from Chris, and Joe will get it. Maybe.
Nah, I doubt it.
No, now he's just being stubborn. We'll hear from CP, whatever his number is going to be, coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and all the streaming services, including YouTube.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch offers big, bold flavors like hot honey, spicy dill, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein crunch. Turn snack time from ordinary to extraordinary with flavorful pork rinds. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today.
This summer, click into easier yard cleanup with same-day delivery from the Home Depot. Click into clearing overgrown grass or weeds with effortless gas-like power. And click into the convenience of a battery platform compatible with over 250 tools with the Milwaukee M18 fuel trimmer, now for just $199. Click into power with 4th of July savings now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select and stock items by 4 p.m. subject to availability.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9313. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9313. That's 800-575-9313. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Fun. We're on, huh? Hey, Pledge. Good to
What's
see
up,
you.
Joe?
Good to see everybody on YouTube. Thanks for joining us today. Yeah, there is. Dude, that was sweet.
Mm-hmm. So, did we tweet out, Pledge or Ryan? Can we get somebody to tweet out that obviously half the city is off the air? Do tweets still work? You can do it from your phone.
Sure.
That we are
Yeah.
on YouTube and put out that link.
That'd be nice. You can get on YouTube and watch.
For those of you that are on YouTube now or whatever app you're listening to, you want to tell your friends too that, you know, it's unusual. It's an unusual day not having the internet.
Well, it is. It's very weird. And again, the TV in the studio is still frozen. So this is a spectrum problem, right? It's not. Is that what we've figured out?
Well, that's where our internet's coming from. So I would
Must
say
be, yeah.
there, because every radio station in this building, and we have several: Jack FM, KTSA, We 94.5, Tejano, Norteño, ESPN 1250. Everybody's off the air because we create here, and then it goes through this internet line to the transmitters, and then that gets out to the world.
Okay.
Yeah, but right now nothing's leaving the terminal. It's like the airport has grounded all takeoffs. Nobody is taking off right now.
Okay.
Except for on the internet.
Well, there you go.
The YouTube. So
modern technology.
Which I don't get, because there are some people in our building that are complaining that their computers, there's not all of their programs are working.
Right.
We're streaming right now because of the internet on YouTube.
So the internet in here is working.
Yes.
Okay, that's weird.
Well, right. Make it make sense.
It makes no
the,
sense.
The technology sometimes that is there is kind of comical, but I that part I don't get. Now, there are different kinds of internets that you can get, like I know the internet, the blah, 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 fire hydrant, big stream, T1 lines or whatever. That's different than what you have at the house.
Now, my signal, by the way, on my computer is very low.
Yes.
Extremely.
Yes.
So whatever internet we have in here is not very strong. But appreciate y'all joining us. I'm glad everybody that's watching on YouTube and other places. I'm glad your internet's working. That's good. Wow. Now, S.A. Birdman on YouTube says on the far northwest side, strong winds and heavy rain.
What?
Wonder if that has anything to do with it.
Well, all right. Maybe.
I'm just saying. We have no window, so I have no way of knowing. But
no, we have no window. We're never having a window.
Never.
Just for the record. We will never know what the outside world is like when we're on the air at 4050 Eisenhower.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right. What are we doing here?
Chris Paul.
Yeah, that guy.
Harrison Barnes. Those guys were introduced today to Spurs fans.
I found it interesting because of the timing of it. Neither you or I went over to the facility today.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't have made it back in time to start our show that didn't start on time anyway. But watching the live stream of that, I did notice for the first time in the history of an introductory press conference that it didn't start with the GM shaking hands and holding up a jersey,
No
for
jersey.
the star player. Now, I didn't see that for Harrison. I didn't see that for Chris Paul. So he's CP3, whatever the number is going to be for now, because I don't know if he's going to wear number 3.
Well, that tells me negotiations are underway, and they have not come to a conclusion yet.
It tells me that Keldon didn't call the front office or call Chris and say, dude, you got my number. I'll pick a new one. Don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, again, if Chris Paul wants number 3, there's no question. I mean, it doesn't matter. Keldon's out of luck. I hope he's got a second favorite number. That's just the way it is. I mean, you got to have some respect, and there's hierarchy when it comes to the NBA and NBA royalty, and Chris Paul is certainly that.
You know, you talk about hierarchy. Did you watch any of the Shark Week stuff from last night?
No.
So I started watching Shark Week last night, and I'm only good for about an hour of that before, okay, I've got to go find something else to watch. And it's ironic that I finished the last 2 episodes of Clipped, the Donald Sterling deal on YouTube, which Chris Paul is a part of, even though, I mean, you know, the guy playing Chris Paul, but he was a part of those Clipper teams at the time. And you talk about hierarchy and how that was working with that. And then the Shark Week episode that I watched last night, they were trying to figure out what was the dominant shark, great white, in the deal. So they were doing all these weird testings, speed, jumping ability, and how they were teasing the sharks to go after the bait. Fascinating. And then you learn that sharks have 2 penises.
Really?
Yeah, they have 2.
Wow.
Who knew? And this poor lady is measuring shark penises.
Wow.
There's a name for them, but
they're not shark penises?
Claspers.
Claspers.
They're called claspers. And they have 2 of them. One shark, you know, this poor thing was like 8 inches. Another one was like 26 inches.
Holy cow.
Both of them. He had 2. But they were trying to figure out what was the dominant shark.
Or the dominant penis.
Well, apparently to the female shark, size does matter.
Maybe, yes.
It really does. I learned something last night on Shark Week.
Holy cow.
So, at any rate, you bring a veteran in to the group. That doesn't make him necessarily the dominant. He's got to earn it.
Well, in sharks.
In sharks.
Not in NBA teams.
Well, maybe.
No.
I mean, if Chris Paul really just laid it out on the table and said, I'm taking number 3, we would have seen him holding up a 3 jersey today.
Well, he's trying to be nice.
Well, and he is. My goodness, this press conference today, and I've never been a fan of Chris Paul, and now he's going to wear our jersey. Number to be determined. But he won the press conference today.
It was good.
If you were skeptical, you listen to this press conference. This is a guy that seems to be all in. And he came to San Antonio for a lot of reasons, including the opportunity to play.
Man, the opportunity to play, to hoop, to compete. Obviously, this is a first-class organization. And for me, I've loved nothing more than the opportunity to play and contribute and hoop. And hoop, yeah.
Now, see, this is exactly what I want to talk about because, and I'm going to give Mike Finger all the credit because he said it on Twitter first, San Antonio Express News, but it's absolutely true. Chris Paul came here to play. He didn't come here to teach. He didn't come here to mentor. He didn't come here to do any of that stuff. He came here to play because nobody else gave him an opportunity to play on their team. Now, he'll do all those other things. But he was refreshingly honest today in the fact that he came here to play ball.
I mean, I think I've always taken that responsibility very seriously, but also understanding that I come to hoop. I'm not a coach, you know what I mean? So there's definitely things to be learned and all that stuff. But I come in, obviously, with a lot of knowledge from on-the-job training, but I also come in trying to learn from these guys. That's probably been the coolest thing about my career is that, yeah, I've went to some teams that are younger or whatnot, but I'm constantly learning from these guys. I got a chance to play with Shea in his second year in the league, and I got a chance to learn from him. I got a chance to learn from Book, Mikal Bridges, and all those guys. So I'm excited to share with these guys what I know or whatever they want to know, but I'm also excited to see what I can learn from them.
You know, and that is refreshing.
Yes, it is.
Because he wants to play. He wants to win. He knows he's in a teacher role, but he's still a player. He's not a coach yet. And he's got the ability, according to him, to connect with younger players.
I think a lot of it is because I still look at myself as a big kid. You know what I mean? I get a chance to play basketball every day and say that's my way of life, something I've been doing since I was 4 or 5 years old. But also, I'm so connected to the game from a grassroots standpoint. I mean, I have an AAU team that I'm getting ready to go to Peach Jam here in a week or two. I watch high school basketball, I watch middle school basketball, and I'm a parent too. I have a 15-year-old son, a daughter who's about to be 12. So, I'm not trying to be in the locker room and be their dad or nothing like that. It's just, for me, there's connectivity. And I think the thing that connects us all is this game, right? And always trying to get better.
Amen. And I appreciate the fact that, because all I've heard since this was announced, he's going to mentor these guys. He's going to teach these guys. He's going to take them under his wing. He came here to play basketball.
He came here to teach.
He came here to play basketball. From the words of Chris Paul himself, he came here to hoop.
He will also mentor. You heard that too. And if you didn't hear that, you're deciding what you want to hear, right? He came here to play. He came here to teach, and it's an opportunity. And that Greg Popovich guy too. That's a pretty big reason why he's in San Antonio.
Man, it's going to be definitely an honor and a privilege. Obviously, I've admired Pop from afar from years, and when you're in this for a while, as he's done for a long time, there's so much respect there, not only for his basketball IQ, but just for who he is as a person, as a competitor and all of this. And so Pop has always been someone that I've spoken to, before jump ball, during the game or whatnot, if it's just a little conversation here or there. So I'm excited to learn from him and the coaching staff here.
He's going to learn. I think he said he's going to learn from the young guys too.
Sure.
He learned from all of them.
Absolutely.
He wants to play ball. Yes, he'll be teaching, but he's not here to teach. No other team in the NBA was calling Chris Paul. Nobody. The Spurs did. He's happy for the opportunity to be able to play.
You're saying he's settled? Everything here was just a lie and the excitement is all BS? He wanted a job. He's not ready to retire, and this is the only place they gave him a chance?
Yes. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying.
He's also a coach of an AAU team.
He
also, yes, they will learn from it. And just that veteran experience that we've been looking for. And you think about the history, and this is the hard part for a lot of Spurs fans, I think, that there have been a lot of great playoff battles against that dude in a variety of cities. And he's one of those players that you just don't, one of those guys you just don't like. Yeah, you know what I mean? He's just, it's a lot of Spurs fans weren't fans of Kobe while he was playing because he was Kobe, right? I mean, those battles, that rivalry. I think, when you look at some of the greats, I think Spurs fans had that with Dirk, with Hakeem. I mean, it's just that Robert Horry was that until he put on their jersey.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
That's Chris Paul now. We root for Laundry.
Yeah.
He said today something that I think is pretty remarkable. Throughout his career, he's probably played the Spurs more than anybody.
07, 08, that was my first time in the playoffs. They beat us in New Orleans, Game 7. I don't know what year it was. We won in 15. Yeah, that was crazy. Me and my brother was talking about it. I don't think I played against another team, and y'all, I don't know all the stats, but I don't think I played against another team more than I played against the Spurs in my career. So I learned a lot from, watching this team. I was at the finals when they won in Cleveland. I was at that game, game 4. I was courtside watching that game. Tony was a big brother to me when I came into the NBA, Tony Parker. And so, when the trade, when I came here, it was cool. I got a text from Tim. I got a text from Manu. I got a text from Tony. And it's really cool to be here.
Yeah, and look, and I remember the battles between Chris Paul and Tony Parker. I mean, they were great battles, especially in those playoffs that he talked about. And I'll never forget, I can remember the argument. Tony Parker didn't hold a candle to Chris Paul, and it wasn't true. I mean, they went head-to-head and had some great battles. And I'm happy that Tony and Manu and Timmy all called Chris Paul because, it's funny that you say you didn't like him, but it's in a basketball sense you didn't like him, right?
Sure.
He's a good dude.
Sports hate is so different than regular hate. And sports hate is healthy. That's a rival.
I agree with you. And so, look, the fact that he's here is cool. It really is. Chris Paul's a San Antonio Spur. I think that is cool. And we'll see what happens.
I see Miss Becky on the YouTube chat saying, can't stand CP. And I'm with you. I'm with you. The idea, and again, my long theory that goes back to Deion Sanders and Ken Norton Jr. We root for laundry. If they're wearing your colors, all right, let's go. You're on the team. I'm going to root for you. As soon as you change your shirt, I can't stand you. Think about some guy that plays in LA now for the Clippers.
Yeah,
a lot of reasons. See, now that borderlines what is sports hate and what is
that's not even considered sports hate.
That's hate. Yes, but he's a fun guy.
Yeah.
What?
I thought that was pretty good, actually.
Hang on. Hold on. All right, can you do it again? Let's hear that dude again. Damn, that's pretty close.
Not bad.
That might be better than your Caleb the Camel guy.
I don't know.
Fun guy. All right, let's not get carried away. That's just borderline creepy at this point.
Now that dude I don't like.
Do the phones work today? You guys want to call in and talk about Chris Paul?
Yes.
You can. If you want to mimic a weird laugh. I mean, it's just us today. Now, we don't have the big radio audience because the internet's down.
Yeah.
Although only part of the internet is down. So like you got hot water or cold water, but no hot water. I don't know, because we're still streaming using the internet.
It's crazy.
We've got a couple of tin cans strung together. If you're on an app, you can hear us. If you're watching on YouTube, you may or may not be able to hear us, but you can watch us. Comment there. Call us 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Twitter @Joe Reinagle 210. Our phones still work @Jason Minix. We're having some fun today.
Why not?
Why not? Why not? As we continue, another guy that creates a lot of conversation. Dak Prescott today admits something and explains something. We'll get into that coming up here on the Blitz on, not 94.1, but on YouTube and on the apps. It's San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Is our national pride intact? Did the Spurs defeat communist China?
So the way we are right now, is it that? Or did these Spaniards take down the French? We're talking sports and sprots. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
George gets justice. Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com. My name is Jessica. Years ago, I was diagnosed with a thyroid condition. I slept all the time, was fatigued, had no energy, and a bad attitude. Now I've lost 50 pounds and I'm still losing. My medications have been scaled back, my emotions are stable, and I have lots of energy. People at work say I'm happy, perky, and my husband says he's not walking on eggshells around me any longer. The Institute for Functional Health changed my life.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
It's Jason and Joe from the Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 22nd and 23rd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
So join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas. More details and discounted rooms available online at sasportstar.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
I always do my best to prep for summer, but sometimes things just come up. And when they do, Kohl's and their great prices are always there for me. I just shopped their summer cyber sale and saved big on everything I was missing, like summer must-haves under $15, floor care essentials for 50% off, and kitchen appliances for 30% off. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. So no matter what happens the rest of the summer, I'll be ready. Thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
If you're looking for a new couch, you could cut down on expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Because you know you've had this couch for too long. Sure, you've had good times together, but a ripped-up cushion is not a fond memory. It's a sign. Notice how other people have couches with 2 armrests? Now that's living, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renters and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new couch. Please, it's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
They say health is wealth, and I could not agree more. That's why if you or somebody in your life is living with everyday aches and pains, I want to tell you about Relief Factor. And I'm telling you, I can feel the difference. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that helps fight pain naturally. Naturally. Now that's a big deal. Developed by doctors. Relief Factor's unique formula of ingredients all work together to help support your body's response to inflammation. Instead of masking pain for a couple of hours, Relief Factor actually helps reduce or even eliminate your pain for good. Whether it's neck, back, joint, or muscle pain, if you're looking to feel better, live better, give Relief Factor a try. In 3 weeks, you will know if it's working because you'll feel it. For instance, I was sent Relief Factor to try, and I've been taking it every single day. I'll tell you what, I feel the difference every day. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4RELIEF. Save on your first order. Don't let pain tell you how to live. Fight back naturally with Relief Factor. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
The Morning Huddle.
What about a WPGA? I thought that was the LPGA. See, they're ladies that play golf.
Oh.
Not women.
Well,
ladies.
when I call women ladies,
No,
I call women's sports lady sports.
Only in
Everybody
golf
gets
are they
mad.
ladies. Now, if they're playing tennis, they hoes. I don't know. I mean,
No, I don't think they're tennis hoes. The HTPA, the Hose Tennis Pro Association. I've never heard of that.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the home of the Aggies. This is Andrew Monaco. You're locked on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz. Not on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, but live on YouTube, live on all the different apps. Alexa can play us, iHeart, Odyssey. You name the app, we're there. I can't even name them all.
It's that radio thing that's having a hard time
I
today.
know, and people want to tell us no radio. Yes, Ben, we know. Bobby Signs, yep, dead air. Internet apparently is down statewide from Spectrum.
Yeah, they're having a big problem.
And do we blame the hurricane for this?
No.
Oh.
How could you blame the hurricane?
Well, you got to have somebody to blame.
Well,
can I
maybe
blame
it's-
James Pledger for this?
Sure.
All right.
Might as well.
It's James's fault. James Barrel, same thing. There's a hurricane coming in with a different gust of wind.
So where's like the main Spectrum? It's not in Houston, is it?
I don't know.
Because Houston was the only city that got kind of rocked.
Well, tell that to the people of Freeport.
Freeport got rocked?
Well, that's where it started.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, that Freeport, Matagorda Bay area, Port
Yeah,
O'Connor.
They're fine.
Yeah.
They're okay.
They're used to it.
Did you hear about the shark attack in South Padre?
Which one?
The one on the 4th of July.
Well, yeah, there were 4 of them.
Well, why one shark?
Well, I think there were 6 shark
There
sightings.
was only one shark that bit 4 people. One of them took a calf.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I thought there were more than one shark, though.
I don't think so. I think it was just one hungry shark.
Was it one shark that did all that damage, or was it multiple sharks? I don't know. I mean, did they catch it? Have we identified it?
I don't think they caught it. I mean, what were they going to cut him open and find a calf?
Well, I mean, you find the thing and see, did it match the description?
Well, the lady was very, the shark tried to drag her back into the ocean.
I know, it's kind of crocodile or alligator-ish, right?
Yeah. That was nuts.
You see those alligators, they want to bring you under and just drown you.
Yeah.
Maybe the shark was going to take it to
going to take it. Apparently,
to the family.
Apparently, the calf was pretty good.
Or maybe not. They were like, the hell is this?
Wow.
Like broccoli. I don't want that.
I heard an interview with the lady on some news channel down in the valley, and she was very upbeat and told the story about how it all happened. And her husband in there stabbing the shark, trying to get it off of her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shark Week, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You're looking for something to watch, although the Spurs have what, China tonight?
Yeah, the Chinese Nationals.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. That's like a little rivalry, I would say.
In what way, Joe?
Well, United States. Spurs are representing the good old US of A.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Taking on the Chinese Nationals.
Because it's not Team USA.
Well, no, but it's Spurs. They're United States.
Although it wouldn't be bad to get a little private jet to take Cooper Flagg out to Sacramento tonight to help the Spurs out, because that kid's pretty good.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what. I saw that kid, and I just watched somebody, I guess, videotaped that at the last couple of minutes of that scrimmage that they had against Team USA. And that kid was schooling some of those NBA stars.
Now you understand why everybody wants a chance at 2025?
Well, okay, sure.
Oh, well, no, seriously. I mean, you could downplay. But if you have an opportunity to be in that game for that kid, you do everything you can to be in the game for that kid. Just like everybody was trying to tank at the same time for Wemby. It's weird that 2 years later you get another quote unquote generational type talent, and here he is. And it's like buying a lottery ticket. You can't win if you don't play. The Spurs want to be at least in the running, to have the opportunity to win the rights to get that kid.
Dude, I'm reading write-ups now on several different websites that the Spurs are a playoff team.
Well, they might be, but that's why Atlanta's pick is so valuable.
Atlanta, who says Atlanta's not going to be a playoff team?
Well, we don't know.
Exactly.
I know somebody that says that quite often.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying.
But
so we're
Atlanta's-
putting all our eggs in that Atlanta basket, and they might not even be in the lottery.
True. You're starting to sound like...
I mean, they still have a pretty good point guard.
They had a pretty good point guard last year with another pretty good guy in DeJounte Murray.
They didn't like each other.
It doesn't matter. They were still 10 games under 500.
They didn't like each other.
Now, Atlanta doesn't have the incentive to lose because the Spurs have their pick.
Yes.
But it's more valuable than your pick, more valuable than the Chicago pick because it's protected.
Think about how valuable it would be shipped off to Utah for some dude named Lauri Markkanen.
Well, again, Lauri Markkanen, as good as he is, versus Cooper Flagg and the potential. And I'd rather wait and take my chances with Cooper.
A bird in the hand versus one in the bush.
What surprises me, Joe Reinagel, I've seen you gamble. We've been to Vegas together.
Yes, we have.
You're not conservative.
No.
Yet you would rather go bird in the hand here than be aggressive. I mean, I've seen you hit on 16. When the dealers, when the dealers got a 3 showing.
Never.
I've seen you.
You've never seen that,
I've
buddy.
seen
You've
you
never
do. I've seen you play.
Maybe with a deuce showing, but not a 3.
Yeah. I've seen you play. I'm just saying. Your gambling, your Vegas Joe needs to look at this like, or you need to look at this like Vegas Joe would. And that might be through beer goggles, but you need to look at it that way when you get the idea of Cooper there.
I'm looking at it, and that's why I don't understand, other than it is, I will admit, and coming around maybe is not the right word, but having Chris Paul as a Spur is cool. Harrison Barnes, good player, but neither one of those guys are the future of this ball club. Neither one.
No.
Right? And there's a possibility neither one of them make it to the end of the season. There is that possibility.
Sure.
So I'm just saying there's no future there, and I'd like to see a future. That's all. That's all I'd like to see. A guy like Lauri Markkanen would be a future Spur.
I am a big fan of Lauri Markkanen, but if you're asking me to choose right now, that pick, no, I'm not giving that up.
If I told you could have Lauri Markkanen right now, and you've got a 10% chance of Cooper Flagg, you're taking that 10%?
So you're saying there's a chance.
Dude. Did Atlanta win the pick last year?
They did.
Yeah. So what are the chances of them repeating as number one?
It's the basketball gods.
Uh-huh.
It's like Pledge landing the hawk to a girl. I mean,
exactly. There is no chance of that.
Well, but there is a chance of.
You got to give him that hawk too and spit on that thing. You get me?
No chance.
No chance.
None. Wow.
Maybe. Speaking of Vegas, we're going.
Can't wait.
We are going. Late August. All you guys right now on the YouTube, make sure you go to sasportstar.com because that part of the internet still works. Click the link for the Circa Sports Ultimate Weekend. Circa Million, Circa Survivor. Those games are going on. We're going to do our show there Thursday and Friday, the 22nd and 23rd. We're staying for the weekend. We're going to hang out like we did last time, party with you people. Just have a great time. The San Antonio takeover of Fremont area, Circa Las Vegas. It's going to be hot. That pool is going to be wonderful.
Oh, it's going to be nice.
Right? And you're going to see Joe do some things on a blackjack table that will make you shake your head.
Absolutely. It's entertaining.
It really is.
Because it's not your money. It's always fun watching somebody else lose.
Unless that guy makes a bad decision that affects whether or not the rest of the table wins money or
that's
not.
true. That's true. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't usually do that. Went to a casino. I told you that, right? In Sacramento.
Yeah.
And the only blackjack tables they had in there were that free bet ones.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Didn't
play them.
You didn't even play them?
Didn't play them.
That surprised
They had
me.
a lot of 3-card poker tables and stuff like that. No, we weren't there that long, maybe 3 hours or so. But I don't like the free bet.
I won't ask you, but did your wife win any money?
No.
Ooh.
But we didn't lose any money.
Okay.
We kind of held our own, treaded water. Like I say, we were only there for.
So your wife covered your losses?
Actually, I covered hers.
Really?
Yeah. How about that?
Well, that's why you guys were only at the casino because she's the lucky one.
She is.
That woman is the.
She's lucky.
She's the lucky one.
Is.
She really is.
Yeah, that was fun. So I kind of, it's a little pregame to Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait.
I cannot wait. sasportstar.com. Go there, book your rooms. As you book your rooms, let us know you're coming.
Yeah.
We've heard from a lot. Heard from a listener today. They've got their rooms booked. They're ready to go. Flights are booked. It's going to be a great time.
It's going to be a blast.
And it's one of those deals, kind of like last time. So many people, man, I wish I'm going next time. I'm going next time. Book your tickets.
You got plenty of time.
Plenty of time to plan, and it's the perfect weekend to go. Late August, sasportstar.com has all the details.
Riding 1604 with the Blitz.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? EasyCater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. EasyCater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with EasyCater. Start your order at easycater.com.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit Joe.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs introduced 2 of their newest players today, guard Chris Paul and forward Harrison Barnes. Both players, well, they say they're happy and excited to be here and ready to get to work. By the way, Spurs still have a couple of open roster spots available on this year's roster. Summer Leaguers, they're 0-2 in the California Classic, but they take on the Chinese national team. That game is tonight, televised on NBA TV.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
For the 3rd time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on YouTube, the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. All the various apps, Odyssey, iHeart, Spotify, Alexa, We're everywhere but 94.1 today because of Spectrum.
That's crazy. So hopefully, if you've got friends that can get to a computer and have internet, and have them join us on YouTube, see what that's all about.
Yeah, appreciate you guys watching on YouTube, tuning in on YouTube. Tell your friends. I mean, this is technology in 2024.
Yeah.
Everybody right now, and I find it interesting. I just saw Robert, my yard guy, complaining about Spectrum being down. Although your phone still works, so you can still post, you can still tweet. There's things you can do. So in the old days, and I say the old days, hell, 2 years ago, when there was some problem with the transmitter, you just didn't have a show.
That's it.
Now, today we have a show because of all the various ways, obviously missing the massive radio audience that would be there. And there are some people that are going to look to go find where you are, and we appreciate that. And others that, I know every station in our building is out.
Everyone.
I don't know about the iHeart stations or Cox or any of the other station groups if they're dealing with that as well. So I don't know if you're punching around and not finding anything, but it is weird that, all right, we're not on the radio, but we can still do a show.
Yeah, which a couple of old school guys like us, though, we're told we're off the air. We're just kind of horsing around and not doing it, just piddly. And then all of a sudden, play said, well, we're on the air still on YouTube. I'm like, oh.
No. Now, we could have said, all right, we could have killed that.
Well, we could have.
All right. But, I look at the numbers there. We'll do a show. It's almost like, all right, we're playing a small venue right now.
That's it.
You're still getting the same blitz. You're still getting the same effort. This isn't an acoustic stripped down show.
No.
Full band ready to go.
We're playing all the hits
We're
today.
playing all
Every
the hits
one of
today.
Them. Yes.
Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
I got to be honest, in our show prep meeting, I have not gotten to this story yet. I'll blame the internet. But Ryan Nagel doing research. Headline, Margarita Butt Funnel in booth of popular family restaurant rocks small Georgia town to its core.
Dude, I saw the video.
Oh, there was a video?
There was a video.
Oh.
Now they blur out the hiney, but you know what's happening.
Do I need to ask? I mean, yesterday about this time we were talking about a man and his horse.
Yes.
What the hell is a butt funnel?
Well, apparently.
Is it exactly what it sounds like?
It's a margarita butt funnel.
What?
A margarita butt funnel. So apparently this guy, now I'm obviously drunk and who knows what else. But yeah, this girl just kind of gets down on all fours in a booth.
Okay.
This guy shoves a funnel up her behind.
Okay.
And starts pouring a margarita in there.
I'm going to say why, but none of us will know the answer to that.
So, about this.
You think?
Obviously.
What was the family restaurant?
I don't remember what exactly. It was a Mexican food place in Georgia.
All right. So it wasn't like a Chili's or anything
No.
like that?
It's like a mom and pop.
All right. But a family restaurant.
Family restaurant.
Well, that's family activities for some.
Well, for some it is.
All right. Couple of things. I got so many questions. And as John Sobery says, Joe's research strikes again. You have no idea.
I'm telling you.
Now, at what point did somebody think,
oh, that's a great idea, Jim?
And who carries a funnel on a date?
What?
Like, we're going to the restaurant. I got my wallet, got my keys, and I got my funnel.
Just in case we need one for a margarita. Now, my question is, do you get drunk from that? I mean, it's just that like...
I think you're already drunk.
So going in the other way, does that...
Now, first off...
enhance the high?
Hats off to this guy who found a lady...
Pledge says yes.
What?
Have you done this,
college thing? It's a thing on college campuses. You pour straight alcohol like vodka or something in a funnel down your... and you get like blackout drunk.
Wow. Who knew? So this is a thing on college campuses. The video is wild because
what was there assault? Was it assaulted Margarita?
I wasn't looking there. The blur on the hiney was, but you can see the guy sticking something in there and then pouring the drink.
Here, I was just thinking, what a guy. He found himself a lady that wants a funnel there. But what a waste of a margarita.
Well, not if it gets her drunk.
Well, is he using high end or bottom shelf? Well, I mean,
both of those, probably bottom shelf or the high knee end. Either way, you're good.
Well, it's not a Heineken, right? But
I
now,
could, you know, some headlines stick out more than others, and that one was.
Well, I mean, let's face it. If Ryan Engel is surfing the internet and he sees butt funnel, you know he's clicking on it.
And you're not? Of course you are.
Well, of course I am.
I just have to be careful on my company computer.
Well,
it's research, boss.
It is show prep.
Yes.
It is show prep. I'm a little bit more alarmed that James Pledger's fully aware of this.
He is aware of this. Now, I'm afraid to ask if he has partaken in this.
He has not.
On either end. I mean, is he a giver or a taker? That's the question.
You know, it's 2024. You can't ask that question.
Oh. Are there rules when it comes to butt plug margaritas?
It's a butt funnel.
Oh, funnel.
A butt plug would actually keep you from getting drunk. I would assume.
Wow.
See, Miss Becky's thinking like a responsible adult. She says on YouTube, last thing I would want to be is blackout drunk with my ass out.
Yeah.
See, if her ass is out, she wants to be at least somewhat coherent.
Exactly.
Enjoy it.
Holy cow. I'm telling you, if you get an opportunity to when the internet comes back on, check that video out. It's
how many times did you watch the video?
Well, I had to research it from every angle.
Every angle. I mean, you know, and it's weird because, you know, my wife is a career ER nurse. My niece works in an emergency room.
Uh-huh.
And the amount of things that people put there,
yes,
is astounding. It really is alarming when you think about all the accidents that I slipped and it really is alarming.
But this is the third time you've been here for the same thing. I know. I keep telling the wife,
you know,
stop mopping the floor.
My niece sent me a meme the other day about life in the emergency room. And life in the emergency room. The meme went something along the lines of, in one room, you've got a guy that is saying goodbye to his father for the last time. And in the next room, you got a guy that's holding his baby for the first time.
Uh-huh.
And in the next room, you got a guy with a hairspray bottle up his life in the emergency room.
Wow. Woo. Okay. Yes, I'm sure there are some crazy stories in the emergency room. Well, you get a chance, Minix. Check out that video.
I will once the internet gets back.
Yes, check it out.
Come on, Spectrum.
Yes.
Some videos I don't know. I'd rather just my imagination just visualize because, you know.
No, this is one you have to see. You really do.
Well,
And
there's only one reason that you have to see this video. Is she worth it?
Well, I couldn't see her face.
That's not what I'm asking.
Well, you couldn't really see the hiney either because it was blurred out.
Uh-huh. Look, Pledge is going to show us the video. Are you going to show us the video today, Pledge?
Oh, he's looking for it.
All right. Because I'm ready to get to the next story.
Well, now it's not on this particular website because that's where I saw the story and the video on that one. So you had to go look for it.
Oh, so you went extra on the research.
You had to go
for
look
this.
for it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, there are different places on the internet you can see stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. All right. I don't even know where to go next. I mean, how do you follow up the Margarita Butt Funnel?
It's really difficult to do that. You just don't see that every day. What would you do if you're in that restaurant and you see that happening?
That's a great question.
I mean, would you pull your phone out?
I mean, I'd like to think that I would just mind my own business.
Yeah, I'd like to think that too, but
I've never seen that. I have seen other things happening in a restaurant where you just mind your own business and you can't believe that that's going on. Like at least go out to your car for that.
Yeah. I've seen that.
I think we all have.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
See?
Oh my. Oh. Well, at least she's dressed appropriately for it.
Well,
it's a group effort. Who knew?
And it's a bunch of dudes standing around.
Well, of course it is.
Well,
I mean,
the guy actually licked that funnel.
Well,
first.
I mean,
I guess you need a little lubrication.
I mean, yes. I mean, you know, it's
you gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing. You get me?
Pledge found an unedited video somehow.
He really did. I haven't even seen this one.
Although, well, this one.
Okay, so the funnel is inserted. Next, the margarita is about to go in.
This is.
I mean, it's just nuts.
I mean,
it looks like they're doing it live on Instagram when they did it.
Well, maybe.
Now wait a minute. Now it's really in there. Oh my goodness. Wow.
At a restaurant. Now, it didn't look like it was an overly busy restaurant.
Well, the restaurant sent out a letter. I don't know if they put it in the newspaper or what, but apologizing, said that's not their standard. So in other words, we don't serve funnels and margaritas, just margaritas. I need more meat between my buns.
What's the word I'm looking for?
There are no words.
The ending of that video, is alarming. Because in a very aggressive way, she kind of rolls back and sits on the booth, but she didn't just gently sit. She plopped with a funnel that is now further up than it was maybe intended.
Yes, it's in there. Luckily for her, the funnel was pretty big, so going all the way.
Well, you don't know that.
Got to stop somewhere.
You don't know that.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
If you guys try this at home, please don't share the details with anybody.
No.
And don't do it at a restaurant.
And don't do it live on Instagram.
I mean,
although they probably got a lot of.
Becky says we'll never look at a funnel the same. Is that a good thing or bad thing, Miss Becky? I'm not sure if she's intrigued or not.
Well, Miss Becky is a very nice young lady.
Yeah, somebody said that about that woman too.
Well, I don't know
I'm sure
if anybody said that.
Well, you don't know that.
So how do you even approach her? Hey, honey, let's try something. I've heard you can get really drunk this way.
I think if there's better ways to get drunk.
Yeah, well,
maybe more enjoyable. But if, as Pledge said, this is a trend. There's a lot of things that you see on the internet, and you wonder who discovered this. The glizzy, which Pledge participated in. Who decided? You know what? I'm gonna drink through a hot dog straw, right? That's a bad idea. How do you decide you can eat 60 hot dogs in 10 minutes? I mean, there's a lot of things that go on in this world that you wonder, how did you realize that is your skill? You know, the panda lady at all the basketball games on the unicycle that throws bowls on her head.
Best entertainment at a basketball
Yeah, but
game.
how do you figure out, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get on a unicycle and throw bowls on my head.
That lady was probably doing that before she could walk.
But
because her parents were probably doing that.
But again, at some point you had to have the idea, I'm going to try this.
Yeah.
I'm going to try this. When you see all the unusual things, somebody had to say, well, let me try that. I don't know who decided to try that. I don't know what, I mean, because we've all beer bonged before.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Sure.
You know, in high school, if you didn't have a beer bong, you just took a cone and you cut, you know, just an orange cone. We've all had beers that way, I assume. But never the other way around. You know.
No.
The exit only part of that.
Yeah,
right?
I can safely say no. That's done a lot of crazy things in my life. That's not one of them.
Miguel, I can't read that on the air, even though we're not on the air. But if you guys, Miguel is on to something. Miguel, you have a very good point. Although, how often are you around a funnel that's not yours? Or you're going to use a funnel that's not yours? It's not one of those random things. You know, you don't call up your neighbor and say, hey, can I borrow your funnel? Right?
If you don't have one. Do you have a funnel at your house?
I don't know. I don't know what I would use a funnel for. I've got an idea now, but I don't know what I would use a funnel for. But I'm sure there's something in the house that would be funnel-like. But how often do you need a funnel?
Well, used to. I mean, if you put oil in your car, you use a funnel.
Well, sure. I don't think that watching the way that guy was lubricating the funnel, I don't think that's ever seen motor oil.
I don't think so. Trying to think what else you need a funnel for. I can't remember the last time I used a funnel, to be honest with you.
All right. John, that's a really bad idea. I would never do that. John says, when Joe loses the next beer bet, he has to do this.
Yeah.
No, butt chugs. No. I want nothing to do with that.
Well, neither does Joe. So that ain't happening.
Well, if you lose a bet,
I'm not doing it.
I mean, you're very confident in all the bets that you've lost.
Not making that bet.
Uh-huh. Miss Becky has a funnel in her trunk.
Well, of course, just in case you need oil or something. It's not a horrible idea.
A funnel in your trunk.
A funnel in the trunk. It's probably got one of those like egg carton crate things with all that stuff in there, like a funnel and maybe a wrench or a flashlight.
You put a lot of things into an egg carton.
Well, I don't have one personally. I'm not talking about a crate, like a milk crate.
Milk crate, not an egg carton.
You know what I'm talking about, the plastic thing.
Good Lord. Big 12 media days are going on today. Let's talk football.
Can we please?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll do that coming up here on the Blitz, live on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel, all the various apps, and still not on 94.1.
94.1.
Play ball! Missions fans, get ready to swing in action tonight at Wolf Stadium. It's AARP $2 Tuesday, presented by 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First pitch at 7:05. Go to samissions.com for tickets.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
Testosterone levels in men can start to decrease as early as 30 years old, and long-term health risks can be extremely damaging to your body. Rock's Discount Vitamins carries a variety of natural testosterone boosters that can immediately provide you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improve your mood. Rock's Discount Vitamins natural testosterone boosters can even help you build muscle and lose weight faster. With 11 San Antonio locations, visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. Thanking God and South Texas for all the support.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
O'Reilly. Need a little help? O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. Need advice? We've got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Come to Generations Federal Credit Union for a great competitive rate on a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, pay off credit cards, renovate your home, and more. With flexible terms, fixed rates, and minimal closing costs. All with easy applications and fast local decisions. Apply today at Generations Federal Credit Union. Rates and terms subject to approval and may change without notice. Full terms and conditions at mygenfcu.org/homeequity. Equal housing lender.
Euro 2024 is heating up. Catch scenic views of every game at your local lodge with the Twin Peaks girls repping their new jerseys. Order a 29-degree draft, kick back, and watch a tournament play out through July 14th. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, and scenic views.
When you're ready to power up your next adventure, the Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek has a 3.5-liter V6 engine, 295 horsepower, and 270 pound-foot of torque to get you there. From rocky trails and muddy paths to sandy dunes and snowy roads, wherever you're going, find your path in the Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek. Intelligent four-wheel drive cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Tomorrow morning at 6, Ride to Work with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1. Not really. San Antonio Sports Star. Have it. Statewide internet issues.
Yeah, everybody's out.
And it's funny because, you know, as you're going through this, my personal Facebook Messenger, Twitter, Instagram, text messages, you know, as people are, you know, coming, where you at? And because you're working radio, everything all right?
Yeah. Right.
But the beauty is, normally in the past, if we were off the air, you're just off the air. We're sitting in the studio like you're sitting on the runway and your plane can't take off and you've got that delay. But because of technology, we're still on the app. We're still on YouTube. We're still doing the Blitz. It's the full band show. So we'll make it happen. And you know what? What does I see? 46 right now on YouTube. When we get that number up to 60, we're going to give away some tickets to an event. So tell your friends, add on. If you're listening on an app, go to YouTube, because your chances of winning today are better than any other opportunity that we've ever had, because you don't have to compete with, you know, 120,000 people listening on the radio.
Yeah, you got a great shot.
We don't have that today.
And you know what? I think all these people deserve it. So but you got to get it up there. And what, 12 more people or so?
Yeah. Yep. Get up there.
Get up there.
As soon as I see 60 on there and Pledge points it out, we're going to give away those tickets.
I'd like to see that thing get up in the hundreds.
All right. Wow.
Well, I mean, you already said 60, so that's fine.
Yeah. Well, it was at 60 earlier.
It was.
Yeah, but I know people get off work. People get, the stuff happens. So we'll deal with that. So tell your friends. We should probably retweet the tweet from earlier.
We should.
Just to keep that near the top. Because I do know that some people, they'll tune in. All right, not there, whatever. And then you move on.
You go away. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want you to do that.
No. Big 12 media days are going on in Las Vegas. And they're off to a flying start there in Las Vegas. And it really is like we've known the changes in college football for a long time.
Yeah, we have.
So it's not a surprise. That's not the right word. It is just really weird looking at what the new Big 12 is. It is really weird looking at what the new Big 10 is. And I saw this on Twitter, and it's a great analogy. You look at the list of teams and their rankings, and it's like a CVS receipt because these conferences have just gotten so big, right? But it's day one. Everybody's new. You're trying to get everything right, and the Big 12 has already fumbled.
They have.
Yes. They misspelled Cincinnati.
Which it's easy to do. All right. Come on. Of course it is.
Is it?
Yes.
You should never misspell Cincinnati if you're working on a computer because it will correct it for you.
I'm just saying what?
What?
Well, yeah,
What?
but I mean, if I asked you to spell Cincinnati right now, could you do it?
Sure. Cincy. Let's go, Cincy.
See
right?
that?
No, I could spell Cincinnati.
Well,
but
let's hear it.
But if you're typing it out, and you're sending it to the printer, you're getting all this stuff done. Don't you double check that?
Well, you should. Yeah, you really should. I still want you to spell Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
You cannot do
C-I-N. Sin. Well, the problem is Pledge is showing me the misspelled version.
Well, don't spell that, obviously.
Well, no. I can spell. You can't spell Cincinnati.
I can spell Cincinnati.
Do it. You're looking at it.
No,
aren't
I'm
you?
not. I'm not looking at it.
Uh-huh. Sure.
I'll look at place C-I-N.
C-I-N.
C-I-N-N-A-T-T-I.
That's not
no.
right.
Cincinnati.
What are you working for the Big 12 now?
C-I-N-N-I. I don't know. But I can see where that could happen.
There's only one T, sir.
Oh, there's only one T.
You had everything right, but ATI. Like I said.
It's not a TT?
No TT.
No TT.
No TT. Take your funnel and go home.
No. I'm TTing. Damn it.
You're so bad. You are so bad.
It's going to be strange, honestly, to watch the Big 12 this year. I mean, it really is it's going to be strange because teams like Cincinnati and Houston and Utah, who is favored, by the way, to win that conference this year.
Well, Utah's favored to win. Arizona, and I've got a kid that goes to Arizona State. So I'm a quasi Arizona State fan, as I've spent a lot of money there.
Yeah.
And they were good there for a minute when Jaden Daniels was their quarterback. And I remember meeting that kid when he was coming in, and known Herm Edwards for a long time. And, the way he screwed things up there and left.
Yeah.
And that program is picked to finish dead last. They play Texas State on September 14th.
Wow.
It will be interesting to see what they ultimately do. But they got so many, so, all right. I've got a Big 12 team still just because Arizona State by default. I need a Texas team to root for in the Big 12, and they all are going to suck, whether you're talking about Texas Tech, Baylor. I can't root for Houston. It's just against the law. Texas Tech would probably be the team that I would latch onto just to say that's my Big 12 team from Texas. I don't even know if I could do that. Can't root for anything that wears purple. So TCU was out. Well, and that goes back to my kid went to Sam Houston State for undergrad.
Yeah.
And their biggest rival is Stephen F. Austin. And when Erica went to Huntsville, she said, you can't have anything purple.
Oh, my goodness.
I just follow the rules.
Uh-huh.
You do what you do to make your kids happy. If I don't have to wear purple, I'm fine with it.
I've always been a Baylor guy. Baylor is a team that I always like to see them do well. They're not supposed to, but I want them to. You talk about tanking and all that stuff. I want Baylor to do well. So Dave Aranda doesn't get fired because that scares the hell out of me.
Oh, because you want to keep Jeff Traylor here. So you want them to do well just so they don't come trying to poach our coach.
Yes. Well, I'm afraid they will. I don't know if Traylor would go there or not, but I'm just saying.
It's
I don't want the
interesting.
temptation.
I'm with you there. And I like Baylor too. Growing up in Copper's Cove, if you've got A's and B's, you used to get tickets to a Baylor game.
Oh yeah.
Right. And you could actually, because nobody wanted them, you can go to the front office at Copper's Cove High School in the fall, and I think it was up to 12. I got 12 tickets to the game Saturday and go up to Floyd Casey.
Yeah.
It was an hour away, and then you're in high school, you cruise Valley Mills looking for a Baylor chick and end up with somebody that goes to MCC, but it didn't matter because you were in high school, right? I mean, it just brings back a lot of good memories thinking about the Baylor Bears.
Yeah, you'd have never gotten a Baylor chick.
But those and McLennan Community College chicks.
Well, sure.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
When you were in high school, it didn't matter.
No, it didn't. It really didn't matter. I went to that stadium. It's beautiful there in Waco.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yep.
UTSA, when my daughter was still a cheerleader at UTSA, they played at Baylor. And so I went there. It was a great place.
I was there for the very first game there at that stadium.
Oh, yeah?
Because Erica was looking at Baylor at the time.
Yeah. No,
I told her if she, it's weird because Erica was looking, it was Baylor or Sam Houston State. I was like, kid, it's like you're asking for a Maserati or a Kia. And unless you get a lot of scholarships, it's going to be a Kia.
Yeah.
And it was a Kia. They offered her like $20,000. I'm like, that's a whole semester in Huntsville.
Well, I'm glad
that doesn't barely buy lunch in Waco.
I'm glad it turned out this way. But
Becky went to MCC.
Awesome. My daughter tried out to be a cheerleader at Baylor.
Oh, yeah?
She wanted to go to Baylor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, geez.
You could write that check.
Yeah. She didn't make it.
Ooh.
And so she was devastated. And fortunately for us, the UTSA tryouts were a week later.
Uh-huh. There you go.
Hence, she made that team, and she went to UTSA.
Yeah, your daughter is a fantastic cheerleader. I'm surprised she
was
didn't make
great.
it.
Yeah. Well, the competition was amazing.
True. But back then,
what do you mean back then?
Back then, I mean, when UTSA started, wasn't it a no cut squad?
I don't know.
I mean, if you tried out, you made it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm happy that it happened that way.
Absolutely.
So I wasn't upset. You tried to, oh, honey, I'm sorry you
John
didn't make
says
it.
I was trying to get Mary Hardin Baylor girl. See, that's in belt. I don't even think Mary Hardin Baylor was around then.
Well, what would be wrong with that?
Nothing. When you were in high school, nothing.
It doesn't matter.
When you were in high, I mean, you would go to George's, and I had the best fake ID. So you'd go to George's and get the big O. We all had fake IDs back then.
Of course.
It didn't matter. So you cruise Valley Mills.
Valley Mills.
Well, and again, the college girls were doing the same thing. They just thought we were Baylor guys.
Uh-huh.
There's the difference.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with that. A little white lie is fine. Dated a preacher's daughter once and told her I was in college when I was really in high school.
Yeah.
We dated for about 3 months, and then she found out I was a high school dude. That was the end of that.
She can go to jail for that.
But I had a great time.
Yeah. Preacher's daughter, huh?
Yeah.
Did you verify all the rumors?
Oh, yeah,
the rumors. The
rumors.
What's the word?
They're not rumors.
Reputation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was a lot of fun.
Oh, you gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing. You get me?
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Is our national pride intact? Did the Spurs defeat communist China?
So where we are right now, is it that, or did the Spaniards take down the French? We're talking sports and sprots. This party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
George gets justice. In life's most challenging moments, getting the right help matters most if you've been injured. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. With a track record of success and a dedication to their clients, George gets justice. George Salinas Injury Lawyers is not just a law firm. They're your support system. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
4th of July appliance savings are happening now at the Home Depot, so upgrade with innovative appliance brands like GE Profile. Modernize your kitchen with a new GE Profile 4-door French door refrigerator with hands-free auto-fill dispenser. And with the GE Profile Ultra-Fast Combo Washer Dryer, you can tackle large loads in about 2 hours. Save up to $2,400 on select kitchen packages with 4th of July savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing about June 19th to July 10th, U.S. only. See store online for details.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can check if you're paying too much for home insurance, because giving you options is the right thing to do.
Oh yeah, like bringing brownies to a dinner party. But I never bring brownies with nuts, because not everyone likes nuts, so they wouldn't eat those brownies. And even people who do like nuts will still eat brownies without them. Why? Because they're brownies.
But still, it's the right thing to do. So compare rates with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Cowboys play here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Glad to have you along on this Tuesday afternoon. It's a weird day because we're all without internet. A Jack Riccardi signing in the hallway.
There he is.
Here at 4050 Eisenhower Road. See, Riccardi, who 25 years over on KTSA, you talk about a radio legend. And he went home for COVID and has never come back. He's the only host in our building that has not come back to the studio. But his internet at home wasn't working, so he came up here to find out the internet here isn't working either.
Yeah.
I just saw Jose Menendez, our state senator, tweeted out an update on the Spectrum phone services used in Bexar County from the sheriff's office. If you have phone service provided by Spectrum, you can't call 911.
Wow.
According to this tweet from the Bexar County, a tower in Houston was impacted due to Hurricane Beryl, and that has affected internet service to the entire state.
Well, why the hell did it wait till today, though? I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
No, it does make sense.
How does it make sense? When do you think it would have happened? Like, when did that go through there? Sunday?
Yesterday.
Monday?
Yesterday.
Oh, what's today?
Tuesday.
Okay.
Today.
Yeah.
Yesterday and today. 2 + 2.
Uh-huh.
No, I could see if it's not from the actual storm itself, but the residual, all those floodwaters, all that water is going somewhere.
All right.
And you see this a lot with a lot of storms. I'm going to go all Bill Taylor here for a minute, Bill Taylor.
All right, let's hear it.
You see the storm, and that goes through, and you think, all right, everything's over as soon as the storm passes. And a lot of times, that's when it's just getting started, especially depending on where you are downstream. See, all the floodwater that's up here is going somewhere. And maybe today the issue is because it finally got caught up, is you'll see the waters rising going downstream.
Very nice. I guess I don't really understand a word you said, but
It's
it sounded
understandable.
good.
I spoke English.
It sounded good.
Yeah. You want me to do it in Spanish?
Yeah. No. Sure. Can you?
No.
Can you spell Cincinnati?
Cincinati.
Cincinati.
Yeah.
There's only one N in both of those. I think there is.
I was just seeing if you would catch it. Seriously, we've already gone through this.
Yeah.
We've already gone through this. Pledge just wouldn't let it go.
I'm just saying.
He wouldn't have caught you.
Caught me. You misspelled it.
I misspelled it on purpose to see if you would catch it.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's right.
That was clearly the plan.
Oh.
And you did.
I did.
You
see?
did.
I
You
caught
didn't
it.
know that I misspelled it.
I did know.
No, you didn't.
I said there's only one. Wait, there's only one in.
After Pledge was like, ow!
I wasn't looking at Pledge.
Yes, you were.
I can't see Pledge.
You can.
I can't see him.
Yeah.
Hey, how about Chris Paul?
Who?
That guy. You know, it's funny because, and we appreciate everybody listening, watching on YouTube and wherever else you are, but you okay? That's me.
No, I'm hearing something in my headphones. All right. You don't hear it in your headphones?
I don't. No.
I don't know what. All right.
Maybe it's the floodwaters coming down from here, going through your ears.
No, honestly, it kind of sounded like static, like I was getting the air feed instead of the program feed, as if Pledge hit a different button for my headphones.
Gotcha.
Is what it sounded like. All right.
You better now?
Well, I don't know. I took them off.
Oh,
don't really need them since we're not on the air.
You really don't. I don't know what I was talking about. Chris Paul?
Who?
Yeah, we had a great show lined up today, and I'm glad that the folks on YouTube are able to hear it and see it, and whatever app you happen to be on.
That is true. Chris
Paul, Harrison Barnes, both met with the media today, were introduced.
And, you know, it's interesting. And again, when you look at the ideas of the Spurs aren't a good basketball team. They're not a championship level basketball team. And you got a player in Chris Paul who's missing a championship on his Hall of Fame resume. That's all he's missing.
Right.
So a week ago when his name, Spurs are interested in Chris Paul. Sure. Why would he come here? They're not going to win a title. He's chasing a ring at this point. I was wrong. He's here. Harrison Barnes has played for a championship team in Golden State, was on an up-and-coming team in Sacramento, and he said today, too, that he wanted to be here. In fact, he actually took less money. That he waived the trade kicker in his contract to be able to come here.
Just the opportunity. It's funny with the new CBA, the trade kicker became more of a play than I was expecting. But I think the opportunity just to come here and to be able to, like I said, play for Pop, play with this group, I think is exciting. Just because it takes a while to build things in this league, and in order to be good, you have to have formula to success. And I think that over the years, the Spurs have been one of the toughest teams that I've ever competed against. So they've been a first-class organization in every way.
Okay.
And that trade kicker cost him about $2 million.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I don't care how rich you are. You don't want to leave $2 million on the table.
Dude, he made money coming from Sacramento to San Antonio, Texas.
Just in taxes?
That dude is happy as hell.
Well, maybe, but he is also happy about joining the Spurs.
I mean, it's great. I think, obviously, competing against the Spurs for a number of years, I have the utmost respect for this franchise and everything that they've accomplished. The opportunity to play for Pop, having some World Cup experience with him. He's a character, and just excited to be here with this group. Obviously, coming in with CP, we're going to be two of the older guys in the locker room, but just getting a chance to just talk with some of the guys here. There's good energy, good excitement, so I'm looking forward to it.
And for a Harrison Barnes, who's a lot younger than a Chris Paul, I think Harrison Barnes is 32. He's got 2 years left on his contract. And again, and I've said this, and I guess it's the steps that everybody's telling me these are the steps you have to take. I'm not sure how these steps work. But I mean, this is a blip on the Spurs history, if you will, because I mean, Chris Paul's here for a year, if he lasts a year.
Sure.
Harrison Barnes, who knows? And then what?
Well,
then what do you do?
You build and you replace. I mean, every year, I think in San Antonio, especially because of the incredible run that Tim, Tony, and Manu had with Matt Bonner for a good portion of that, it didn't seem like there was a lot of roster turnover with the main guys. So you're kind of used to it. And here every year you've got to get a little bit better and replace people and hopefully replace them with somebody better. And what I like about both of these deals is they don't impact all the future plans in 25 and beyond. And I think that's a big part of it. But veteran guys that understand the game, that want to play for Pop, that understand the way they're going to get coached here by Greg Popovich is different, but they are the cliche steps in that building process. They're not going to be here when the house is complete. They're not. But do they help the construction process along the way?
Well, I mean, that's the question. Do they? And if they do, how do they do that?
Well, I mean, all last year you screamed that we needed veteran guys in here to teach the young guys.
Absolutely.
Now you've got a super veteran guy in Chris Paul, and you've got another guy in Harrison Barnes who is a pro's pro. I mean, you think about all the stops that he has had throughout his career. He's one of those guys that goes to work, does what he's exactly what we say he's a Spur. Harrison Barnes has been a Spur for a long time. Now he gets to wear the jersey. Right? I mean,
I get what you're saying. And if you could guarantee me that the young guys that are on this roster right now are going to continue on as we build that house,
I think
then I would say, okay, they're going to learn from these two guys and they'll take that with them. My concern is they're going to learn from these two guys and take their game somewhere else when they're traded off or whatever else is going to happen to them when the magical year of 2025 happens.
Well, and they might look at a guy like Derek White, who just won a championship and got $100 million. Think about all the guys in the NBA that probably couldn't have played in other places that have had long, lucrative NBA careers because of their time in San Antonio. And that's one thing that Pop has always been good at. When there was no room for you to grow here, send you somewhere else and let you play. You look at a guy like Kyle Anderson, who's still in the league, signing big contracts. Where's he in? Golden State now. Going to wear jersey number 1 out there. Derek White's a great example. So you learn here, and I think, Harrison Barnes might have said it in a great way today. Along the way, you're gonna learn, you're gonna develop, and you might benefit from that experience, or another team will, because if the Spurs have replaced you, it's with somebody better. But Barnes said today, you cannot fast track experience.
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts with the commitment. Knowing that obviously things are going to happen overnight, but I think also it's that shared experience. I've said it before in years past, but you just can't fast track experience. There's just certain things you have to go through as a group. And I think you look at every team that's in the playoffs that's had success. Look at this franchise that's had success. There is a shared experience that happens year after year after year that allows guys to build and grow. So obviously that process was started before I got here, but I'm definitely excited to just be in that mix, just continue to help guys grow and win basketball games.
Does that help you at all?
No, it does. So you can't fast track experience. Okay. Duh.
Okay.
Experience is right. Again, and maybe I'm not making myself clear.
You're not.
Okay, because if you're going to tell me that Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, Devin Vassell, obviously Wemby, Trey Jones are all going to be together. This is a long process for those guys to learn from Harrison Barnes and Chris Paul.
Okay.
And they're going to carry that on and build this Spurs franchise along with all the draft picks that have been assembled and all the magical things that are going to happen in 2025. Okay, I get it.
Well, okay. I'm trying to figure out a way for that light bulb to go on.
Well,
every year there's roster turnover.
Okay.
Every year. Every team out there has some sort of roster turnover.
Okay.
You look at the group that the Spurs have, last year's core group, right? That's not a championship level team. I don't care how many years they stay together. Right? But you can build to the championship level by figuring out who's your core guys. We know there's Wemby. You will argue Devin.
Sure.
I will say I don't want to lose Devin, but if I've got to, bye. Right? Wemby is the only one that I know that I'm doing everything I can to make sure that guy is here for as long as his NBA career lasts, because I can put pieces around him. And so you get better as a group. Wemby gets better as a group. You get a chance to, all right, Keldon, you're going to lose your jersey number anyway, although you haven't done it yet. We can get somebody better. Keldon, you're gone. Jeremy, you're gone. And so, this group isn't going to grow into a championship level team. They're not a little tree that you're going to water and all of a sudden it's going to turn into champion.
Okay.
But some of those branches will, and that starts with Wemby. And through the process, you're going to build and have roster turnover. And while you're turning over your roster, you're improving your roster if you're doing your job right. That's where Brian Wright and Pop and RC come into play.
Okay. So,
but you still have to have a season this year, Joe. So you might as well put a team out there with players, because you still have 15 roster spots that you have to fill.
I get it.
There is still a salary cap minimum that you have to spend.
I understand
that. All
that.
right, so then, they're not all going to be here in 27, 28. We all know that. But you're saying, so if they're not
talking about 25, I'm talking about next year, because Chris Paul won't be here next year. Am I right? He'll be gone.
No, it's a 1 year deal.
1 year deal.
1 year
Chances
deal.
that Harrison Barnes is here next year, I don't know. Maybe not. So you've got to replace those guys. So, but what I don't get is that's the whole point. So what is the plan?
Well, so the plan is, like you just said, at some point you're going to have to replace those guys. There aren't guys
next year.
Yes, there aren't guys available this year that the Spurs love enough to give a 3-4 year commitment to this year, but you still have to have a team. So there's guys that they like in 25 and beyond that they want to have freedom to be able to go get. So they're not getting saddled with these long contracts. So Harrison's got a 2-year deal, fine. That doesn't affect beyond. Chris Paul, a 1-year deal. So you can still have a team this year that can compete, learn from some veteran guys, because we screened they needed veteran experience. Yet when you find the guy that you want to make that long-term commitment to, you still have the roster flexibility to do that because you didn't sign everybody this year to a 5-year plan so they can all grow together.
What's wrong with that? I don't understand what's wrong with that.
If the guys aren't available that you want to be here in 5 years, well, you can't sign a bunch of guys that could preclude you from doing that.
Well, see, that absolutely makes no sense. So nobody's out. So a Lauri Markkanen, the Spurs don't like him. They obviously looked at him before.
I think they like Lauri Markkanen.
And they liked him this year because obviously, according to reports, they've made an offer for him.
Yes.
He is a guy that can grow with this team.
He is. But if Utah's not willing to trade, or if the trade cost is higher than what you want to give up, you don't have that. So, and again, even with these two guys, if Lauri Markkanen comes through, it's there, but they don't have enough guys this year that are available that they want to sign to long-term deals. So they've set themselves up to get better, but not be strapped with a bad contract down the road.
Who's getting better?
The Spurs.
Well, and how is that happening?
You've added in a better player in Chris Paul and a better player in Harrison Barnes than what you had last year.
Well, first of all, I love Chris Paul, but he's going to play what? 24 minutes a game? Hopefully he'll play 50 some odd games for you.
Well, I mean, listening to him here today, I mean, he's here because it gives him a great opportunity to play. He came here because he gets to play. So maybe it's more than 20 minutes a game.
What I don't get is at some point you've got to start building a team that's for the future. Because that's what everybody tells me, right?
And they're not doing that this year. Well, the building of the future starts next year.
We're just treading water this year. That's all we're going to do.
Well,
we're going to tread water.
I mean, it's more than a doggy paddle.
Okay. More
than a doggy paddle. But yes.
Maybe hope we get in. I don't know, sniff the play-in tournament, and that'll be a successful season.
Yes,
that will be, huh?
Well,
that's what we think now here in San Antonio. Play-in, that's a success.
San Antonio for many, many years was championship or bust.
Yes.
That's not the case now.
Well, why not? You've got
we live in the real world.
You got a generational talent. Build around him.
But the available guys to build around him to make that championship level team aren't available today.
And when are they going to be available?
Well, next year.
Really?
Next year.
You sound like that caller yesterday. You've got a crystal ball you can see into the future.
I mean, I know
because I got news for you. The chances of Cooper Flagg landing in San Antonio are like, I don't know, slim and none.
I agree with that. So I agree with that, and I don't think it's all on Cooper. That next year's draft is better. Next year's free agent class is better. It's like all the guys every year, and you've done this. Teams that need quarterbacks draft, well, who's available this year? Okay, that's the guy. Giants did it with Daniel Jones, right? He was one of the better quarterbacks supposedly that year. Mitch Trubisky with the Bears, right? They picked the wrong guy.
Sure.
But they needed a quarterback. They had a high draft pick, and they said that's who we're going to take.
Okay.
The Spurs aren't making those kind of deals this year, saying, all right, you get a 5-year deal, you get a 5-year deal. We're gonna grow this thing into a championship team. They have told us they're going to be patient, and their moves tell us what they told us was true.
That they're going to be patient.
They're going to be patient.
And they're going to hope that the guys that they finally take a chance on are not Daniel Jones.
That is correct.
Okay.
And that's
what we're doing.
That's every draft out there.
I got you.
Every draft out. Remember Zion was going to be the next big thing?
Yeah, so we got a guy in Utah that is a proven commodity, but we'd rather take a chance on getting lucky with a Cooper Flagg.
They've been trying to get the guy in Utah, from all accounts. They're trying
to understand.
Well, you do understand. They've tried to get him, but Utah has the power there. They have to say yes.
Sure.
They have to say yes. They haven't done that yet. And we don't know if Markkanen wants to come here because you don't make that trade if he's not willing to sign a long-term deal with you.
I don't understand how we tread water. That makes no sense to me. You tread water and hope that those magical draft picks turn into something.
There is a difference, I think, in not understanding and not agreeing with the process. Because I do think you're a smart enough guy. You understand what they're doing. You just don't like what they're doing.
I don't understand what they're doing. No, I don't. Because I think you get guys in here that you grow with. not guys in here that we're going to tread water this year. And, oh, it's so much fun. We got Chris Paul. Yay! Let's have fun this year. Well, he'll teach the guys. He'll take them to Chuck E. Cheese.
Is it going to do water or yoga? What the hell are you doing on that chair over there?
So we're just happy that Chris Paul is here. Yay! Let's celebrate. It makes no sense to me. All right. But you can spin it however you want. It makes no sense. Let's grow this team, not just tread water and wait for some magical draft pick that may or may not happen.
Hope that he's good.
Let's hope.
There's
always hope.
For all you guys watching on YouTube, listening on the app, because that's the only way you can do it today. I believe our phones work. There are 60 people watching on YouTube right now. So let's do caller number 60. No, I'm kidding. Pledge about farted out the funnel. We got tickets to go see Eclipse, a tribute to Journey. These guys actually do a hell of a job. They're playing Aztec Theater on July 13th. If you want them, be caller number 6 right now, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you don't win the tickets, you can buy them at livenation.com.
Riding home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
If you're looking for a new couch, you could cut down on expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Because you know you've had this couch for too long. Sure, you've had good times together, but a ripped-up cushion is not a fond memory. It's a sign. Notice how other people have couches with 2 armrests? Now that's living, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renters and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new couch. Please. It's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
It's Jason and Joe from the Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 22nd and 23rd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
So join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas. More details and discounted rooms available online at sasportstar.com.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
The key players in the Romania-Netherlands game is Nicolae Stanciu versus Virgil van Dijk.
Oh, give me what team is Van Dijk on?
Well, what do you think? He's on the Netherlands team.
That's domination, Holmes.
Of course, man.
They are going to dominate. Are you sure it's not Van Dyke?
No, I prefer Van Dyke because there's no E on the end.
Because didn't the little Dutch boy put his finger in the well or in the
That's
dam?
an entirely different thing. He spells his last name D-I-J-K. How would you pronounce it? But Virgil van Dijk, he's a defender.
Oh, their best player is a defender?
Well, this is the key matchup.
Oh.
The defender versus the midfielder, Nikolai Stanciu.
That's an interesting looking fella.
See, now you're intrigued.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 FM. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs introduced their two newest players today, Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes. Both players happy to be here. They're excited, they say, and they're ready to get to work. Spurs still have a couple of open roster spots, by the way. Summer Leaguers in action tonight. They're 0-2, hoping to leave the California Classic with a win. They'll take on the Chinese national team tonight at 7 o'clock. Game's going to be televised, by the way, on NBA TV.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I kid. But we are available on all the apps and, of course, YouTube at the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Although, if you can't hear us, you don't know that. So those of you that there, appreciate you knowing where to find us and how to find us.
Yeah, we appreciate
the loyalty there. We got a winner. I was impressed to see all the people that called in. We apparently don't congratulate the winner. I learned that on the morning show when I was filling in the other day when AJ Hoffman didn't take the proper steps to ensure he could get home in time to get to work from his weekend in Las Vegas.
Wow.
But Vic, when they do the color, he always writes up who the winner is, and then Rob announces the winner. Like, congratulations,
right.
Joe, you won the tickets.
Nice. Did I?
You did not.
Oh, okay.
That was just an example.
So what are you trying to send a message to somebody?
Well, it's just interesting when you work with other producers. There's things that they do that you don't like, and things that they do that, man, I wish my producer did that. Well, because I do have people ask. Remember, who was it in studio with us not long ago? Mark from Nothing More. When we gave away, where are the callers at? How do you know who wins? And he was fascinated by watching all the lines ring, seeing it, and then knowing that you really do that, because people do ask, like, do you really give those away? Or, since we don't put those callers on the air. Well, we do. I mean, there's an honor system there, and the philosophy, but we never pay it off. Like, hey, congrats, you won. And
way to go.
When I heard that this morning, or the other morning, I thought, we probably should do that.
Way to go, little Johnny.
Yeah.
I don't know if little Johnny won, but
it was JC, apparently.
JC.
Yeah, that's what Pledger said.
Well, it could be Johnny.
Could be.
Could be a Johnny.
Could be a Johnny.
A Johnny.
Or it could be a Juan.
Could be a Juan.
Oh, good Lord.
JC. What does the C stand for? Juan Carlos.
Juan Carlos.
Yeah.
See?
How about that?
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
He's going to go see Eclipse.
Juan Carlos.
Do we have anything else to give away today? Saw a tweet from the San Antonio Missions. They're still playing tonight due to the statewide Spectrum outage. Phones are currently down. Tickets can be purchased online or at the box office. And somehow their stadium is still cashless for tonight. Although if you're going to the game, take some cash with you.
Yeah, I would.
Because there are some.
Well, I don't know. Do ATM machines work?
It depends. If they're Spectrum, probably not.
Yeah.
If they're not Spectrum, maybe.
Well, I don't know, because I just got a text from my wife who just got home from her office, and our internet's down, and we're not Spectrum. So we're
Are you AT&T?
AT&T.
That's a good question.
So I don't know. Is this like a wow?
I don't know how all that works. I don't know how our internet from the building to the transmitter isn't working, yet our internet in the building is working, which is why we're able to do what we're doing right now. See, I look at my house because I have AT&T. You don't live far, but I pull up my security cameras and they're working. I can see.
We may be Spectrum, though, come to think of it.
Yeah, maybe Spectrum.
Well, we may be. We were AT&T at one time, and we might have switched.
You might have switched.
I don't recall.
Now,
see, Javier on our YouTube channel there says he has AT&T, and his is working. So we must be Spectrum.
You might be. I mean, I'm not surprised you have no idea what you have.
I have no clue.
I mean, it's one of those things, you get it, you don't pay the bills, you don't know where it's coming from. You just get mad if it doesn't work.
Well, exactly. But
And
we
that-
had
and that-
AT&T and got mad because it wasn't covering the house.
Yeah.
And so we switched to Spectrum, and so now they're not covering the house either.
What I find interesting is all the various technology things and what works and what doesn't work. I don't know if you saw this earlier today, and I find it hilarious. You know, in the Southeast, Waffle House is always a big deal, right?
Sure.
In any kind of storm situation, you know, you always call the Waffle House and, you know, check and see if there's power at the Waffle House. That's how things work in, you know, Florida, Georgia, that kind of thing.
Right.
Well, the Houston area residents have figured out that they're figuring their power outage information from the Whataburger app.
Oh,
so
wow.
when you pull up the Whataburger app map, the Whataburgers that are in orange, they have power, and the ones without power are dark. And that is how they're figuring out in Houston what areas have power, because the electric company map isn't working.
Wow.
But the Whataburger app is delivering.
You know, good old Whataburger
Mhm.
coming through in the clutch. Love that.
It says CenterPoint, which supplies electricity to most of the Houston region, reported more than 2.2 million outages. Company says it expects to have power restored, blah, blah, blah. But their tracker isn't quite as accurate as the Whataburger map.
Way to go, Whataburger.
There you go.
Way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Coming through. In and Out couldn't do that.
Why do you got to slam in and out over this?
Because they suck. That's why. See, all the AT&T is working. So it is just a Spectrum thing. Wow.
You know, I do wonder if what we have here in the building.
Well, it's got to be Spectrum.
But is it Spectrum? Because I know we got Spectrum cable that isn't working.
Yeah, it's not working.
Our TV has been frozen since the show started.
Yeah, that poor girl Wimbledon's been frozen like that for a couple of hours now. She got to be getting tired.
You did.
Holding that ball up in the air like that.
Well, it's almost like when you do a press conference and you see all the reporters holding microphones, you know, and after about 5 minutes, you see some of those arms shaking. Because it's like, dude, all right, who's asking? Stop asking the stupid questions. Stop.
Well, you'll see them switch. I used to just you gotta switch unless you're in a big crowd and your arms
and
are
you can't
stuck.
switch.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you're using your arm to rest on somebody else's shoulder.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, those microphones get heavy, man. I'm telling you.
They really do. You guys think this media job is easy.
That's right.
And not physical at all. Man, you know, especially when you get certain people that are going to talk for a long time. Like you might have seen that today. If you get home and your TV actually works and you see the group interviews with Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
You know, just pay attention to see if you see a guy that's and say, you know, that was an answer later in the interview. If you see that microphone shaking a little bit, Dak did talk today. We'll hear from him. He gives us some insight on a very important question. Details coming up here on the Blitz.
94.1 FM.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Play ball! Missions fans, get ready to swing in action tonight at Wolf Stadium. It's AARP $2 Tuesday, presented by 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First pitch at 7:05. Go to samissions.com for tickets.
I always do my best to prep for summer, but sometimes things just come up. And when they do, Kohl's and their great prices are always there for me. I just shopped their summer cyber sale and saved big on everything I was missing, like summer must-haves under $15, floor care essentials for 50% off, and kitchen appliances for 30% off. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. So no matter what happens the rest of the summer, I'll be ready. Thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give MVP's Pro Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not an MVP's Pro Rewards member? Join today. Visit Lowe's.com/Messi for more details.
Hi, I'm April Rose, and we all know about the speed of sound. But have you ever thought about the sounds of speeding? If you drive over the speed limit, there are lots of sounds that you might hear. You could hear the sound of your vehicle crashing, the sound of first responders desperately trying to save you. You could even hear the sound of people crying at a funeral. Because if you drive over the speed limit, you could do damage that's beyond repair. One way or another, speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? You've got an oil change coming up. You can go farther and save on full synthetic with our oil change special. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of STP full synthetic oil with an STP extended life oil filter for just $29.99. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
I spray and scrub, but the soap scum in my bathtub is still there.
I spray and scrub, but the burnt sauce on my stovetop sticks around.
Sprays can leave grime behind. The new Mr. Clean Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser combines the scrubbing power of an eraser with the cleaning power of Dawn to melt away tough messes on contact.
Just wet, squeeze, and erase.
Stop spraying, start erasing, and clean with more magic than ever with new Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Not on 94.1. And I realize 4:19 now as people are getting off work, getting in the car. David Wayman, appreciate you. You turn on the car and he writes in there silence on 94.1.
Yeah.
But go to YouTube. Hey, there we are. There's a statewide spectrum outage. It's affecting a lot of people and a lot of businesses. And so as you flip around and, on your radio dial, other stations are working, but apparently they're not using spectrum. And it's funny because we've all been in that boat. The street there when AT&T was down, and technology is a wonderful thing until it doesn't work.
Until it doesn't work.
It's like I always feel bad bitching about the internet on an airplane. Dude, I'm in a metal tube 30,000 feet in the air, and I'm mad that I can't watch television.
Yes.
But it's yesterday, I go to lunch, and Spectrum was down at the sandwich restaurant that I was at, Zito's at Broadway, and it was cash only.
Wow.
I had cash. I was good.
Well, it's good.
But there are a lot of people that were
screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny because I always carry some cash, not a lot, but always carry some cash just in case.
Well, good for you.
When my kid was in college, I told her, you know, keep $20 in your shoe
always,
just in case, because especially, you know, college kid at a bar, you lose your phone, and you know, because especially girls, you know, their phone has ID. Well, like that's their wallet, that's everything. You lose that thing, you're screwed. At least you got $20 to get home, right?
Yes. Always a good idea.
It's come in handy for it twice.
Well, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. So you feel like Father of the Year or what?
You know, and you've got, I don't know how many kids, five that you claim.
Yes.
Add Maggie's 2, so 7, right?
Yeah.
Got some grandkids.
Sure.
Anytime any of them call you and say, you know what, you were right, that's a good feeling.
Absolutely.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Not only that they admit that you were right, but they actually listen to what you said to do.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
Well, see, you only had one to talk to. I tried to talk to one. The others are screaming in the background. You know. So before you pat yourself on the back over there, Dad.
Kids, get off my lawn!
I'm trying to think. Are you mad that you feel like I one-upped you because I only had one?
Yeah.
I was one and done?
No, you're bragging. My kid took my advice.
Yeah. If your kid's not taking your advice?
I don't know. I have no clue. Now, there are folks on YouTube that say they can hear us on the radio now.
You can hear us on the radio.
That's what Joshua says.
If you can hear us on the radio.
Jeep Star says it's on now.
All right. Do me a favor. If you're listening on the radio right now, we're going to do a little test.
All right.
Call into the show right now, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. We're going to run a test.
Testing 1, 2.
Well, timing is everything.
It is.
Timing is everything. So I really want to verify. We don't have a way in the room right now because we're doing the show. We can't run out to the car and check.
I can if you'd like.
If you want to. So somebody call that's listening on the radio right now, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Pledge, the lines are ringing. Can you answer them? I'm trying to run a test here. Every line is lit up.
Wow, they must be able to hear us then.
But I just
that's awesome.
But I'm going to run a test to make sure it's not the people on YouTube.
Okay. Radio is back on in Selma, according to Daniel Rodriguez.
All right. Well, if you're on the Selma. Hey, Cody, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
So you're listening where right
back
now?
On. We hear you.
Where are you at?
San Antonio.
Well, what part?
What part?
Oh, by SeaWorld.
Okay.
You're up by SeaWorld. And you're listening in your car right now?
Yes, sir. Listening in the car. Just cut on. I was listening to y'all on the YouTube, then it came on.
All right. So do me a favor. And generally we tell you if you call a radio station, turn your radio down. I want to hear the radio. So if you're on Bluetooth, take it off Bluetooth, put it on your speaker, and then turn your radio up.
All right.
All right. This is fun radio.
Okay,
you're up by SeaWorld, and you're listening in your car right now?
Yes, sir.
There you go, Cody.
Yay,
you have verified
Cody.
Because that delay is there, and we can hear that. Do we have anything to give away? We don't have anything to give away? Nothing to give away?
Cody, you have our eternal gratitude.
Hold on. What does the morning show have to give away tomorrow? Do they got anything to give away tomorrow? The morning show, the morning cuddle has nothing to give away. Nothing?
All good. Go Spurs.
Hey, Cody, do me a favor. Next time we're on location somewhere, come up, tell us you're Cody, and Ryan Engel will buy you a beer, man. Appreciate you doing that.
All right, I'll come to the Roof Pub. Thanks, guys.
There you go. Appreciate you, Cody. Hey, AJ, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Doing well. What part of town are you listening?
Over here on the southwest side, over here by Traders Village.
Nice.
So you got a strong signal over there?
Now I do. It was off for about an hour. Now it's back on, going strong.
Yeah, it's been on for more than an hour, dude. The statewide
AJ missed
spectrum
us.
issue
Appreciate
is there.
that, AJ.
Appreciate you listening. Hey, Gary, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, I thought y'all got struck by lightning or something.
Well, I'm glad that didn't happen, but I'm glad that we are back on the radio, Gary.
That's good. I was trying to hear you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Gary.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Hey,
you.
Daniel, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Where are you listening, Daniel?
I-10 and Days of Allah.
I-10 and Days
All
of Allah,
right,
man.
all right.
Appreciate you checking in. Thanks for sitting through the
Yeah,
silence.
appreciate y'all, man.
Absolutely. Is that CT? CT, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Hey, fellas, welcome back. I lost y'all for a second.
Yeah, it happens sometimes, but we appreciate you hanging in there. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just in the Alamo Dome, and you guys are good, man.
You're down in the
Yay,
Alamo
Alamo
Dome.
Dome.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it. Hey, Lloyd, you're on the Blitz. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, gentlemen? Over here by Costco, 604. Signal's good, man. Great listening to you guys. Let's go Chargers. Let's go Padres.
Well, I don't know about all of that. Hey, T, you are on the Blitz. What's going on?
Hey, Nada, man. Hey, I was in Cal, Buddha, leaving Austin at 4. It was blank. As soon as I hit San Marcos, Jackson State, it picked up loud and clear, man.
Nice.
Beautiful,
You're in
beautiful.
San Marcos right now.
Right.
That is awesome. I'm glad we survived
Yeah,
at
go
the
to
outage.
Herbert's.
All of you people can go to Facebook and mark yourself safe from the Spectrum outage. Marcelo, you're on the
Yay.
Blitz. What's going on?
What's up? I'm hearing y'all out here. Spring Branch, 281 and 46, finally.
There you go,
Beautiful.
man.
Thanks for hanging in there.
Absolutely. Appreciate you checking in. All right. So I guess we're officially back, which is a good thing. And the timing of it, in the last commercial break, when we were just doing the YouTube only show,
Yeah.
the discussion in the room was, we going all the way till 6 or are we going to knock off early? And as soon as we just, are we going to text the boss and see what he thinks? And boom, we're back.
You see, that's just a cruel joke by the radio gremlins. Just wait till those guys are like thinking they can get off early.
Yeah.
We're going to come back on. Bam.
No such thing. Tony Estala texted me that we're back. Appreciate
Yay.
that.
Awesome, man.
All right.
Awesome.
So, officially time to get to work. For those of you on the YouTube only and listening on the app, because now I feel like we're back and doing a stadium show. It's like the full band and we gave you the same blitz, even though it felt like, all right, we don't have the normal audience. But now that the radio signal is working, the big audience is going to find its way back. That's the way it goes. And as people start getting off work around 4:30,
They have no
4:27 now, they
never know.
have no idea. So the first couple hours, just our little secret, man. That was a lot of fun.
That's it. We won't tell anybody.
We're not going to let anybody know the dumb things Ryan Eagle was saying earlier about the Spurs. We're not going to do that.
Well,
But,
no, I'll say it to him again.
yeah. Well, we will. I mean, because Chris Paul had his introductory press
He
conference
did.
today. It was a strange press conference because the one thing that I wanted answered, the one thing that you probably wanted answered was not answered.
Nope.
And I'm really disappointed with those in the room, unless they were told not to ask, which we would probably know about by now, is what number is Chris Paul going to wear? I have never in my life that I can recall seen a player introductory press conference where the general manager or somebody with the team didn't hold up a jersey with that guy's name on it and take all the, common pictures that you see in that situation. There was no jersey presentation for Chris Paul, whatever number he's going to be, because it hasn't been decided yet if he's going to be CP3 or CP, whatever it's going to be.
Well, Harrison Barnes either.
Yeah,
They didn't have a jersey.
Well, I mean, how weird would it have looked if they did that for Harrison and not for Chris? And the fact that, Chris Paul walked up to the little setup, sat down. There was no introduction. Not that he needs one, but no Brian Wright shaking his hand, Pop shaking his hand. Pop's in Vegas, but there was none of that.
You mean to tell me of all the reporters that were at the Rock today, nobody asked that question?
I listened to the whole thing.
Nobody asked. How could you be there and not ask that question?
That's a great question. That is a great question. And we know a lot of those reporters listen to this show. Don Harris, if you'd like to call in and tell us why or what happened, I would like to know, because if there's a guy out there that I would have put money on, that would have been his first question.
Harris would have asked that question.
He's the uniform czar.
He would have done
is the
that.
guy
Yeah.
that would have asked that question.
Yes.
He was sitting in the front row.
If I find out Vinny Vincetta was there and didn't ask that question.
Nate Ryan,
him
Jeff
too?
Garcia.
Yes.
None of them. Mike Finger. No,
David Sears would have asked that question, but he got fired.
He retired.
Oh, he retired. That's what I meant. Damn it.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. We'll let you hear what Chris Paul did have to say. We're back.
We're back
on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Appreciate all the patience.
Yes.
We'll hear from the newest Spur, CP, whatever the number will be, coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online, mybestbailbonds.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Is our national pride intact? Did the Spurs defeat communist China?
So the way we are right now, is it that, or did these Spaniards take down the French? We're talking sports and sprots. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Boy, the storms are back everywhere. We've been hearing that it's been raining hard everywhere out there, but not to mention the fact it's been hot. All of those things are taking a toll on your roof. They absolutely are. Your roof is something you don't think about all the time, but you need to, because it protects everything that you have in your house. And when your roof is acting up or damaged or whatever the case may be, you want the best. That's Stevens Roofing, because there is only one name in the roofing that stands high above the rest. That is Stevens Roofing. They've been in business for a long time here in San Antonio and South Texas, and that just means that they've got a lot of happy customers. They are the folks to call when you need repairs to the most important part of your house. If you're in the market for repairs, you need a replacement roof, you want to upgrade that roof, or if you just want to get Stevens Roofing out to your house, have them investigate, look over it, make sure that everything is okay, give them a call. They're the best. 210-785-0994. You can also get them online at stevensroofing.net. Remember the number. Remember Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9313. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9313. That's 800-575-9313. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Okay, I'm ready to record my jewelry store's new radio spot. I got a great script that really goes after Diamonds Direct and how they're nothing special and how we can match their price. Great stuff.
Oh, great. We have this new technology that bleeps out any false claims, so it saves us time with editing. So you can start anytime.
Okay, here goes. When you visit our jewelry store, we'll guarantee direct. Our diamonds come straight. We have cutters. And, hey, what the?
The hard truth is that other jewelry stores simply can't do what Diamonds Direct can. Diamonds Direct has special relationships with De Beers, international connections, and virtually unlimited buying power. The result is true direct importer pricing, exceptional quality, and up to 30 times the diamond selection you find at other stores.
I can't believe this thing won't let me say.
Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Get more truth at diamondsdirect.com.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
The Morning Huddle.
Post-shower helicopter is one of the great things in life.
So you don't helicopter in front of your wife?
Well, I do.
Okay.
The helicopter happens twice.
You want to make sure your propellers are long enough to get
make sure that
there's up in the air. You have to prepare for takeoff.
Exactly right. There's a pre-flight ritual that we have to go through.
We call them checks.
So the pre-flight check, that's when the splatter occurs.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
See, and you can also just listen to us on 94.1. After surviving the statewide Spectrum outage, we're back on the big 94.1 signal. For those of you listening on Alexa, all the apps watching on YouTube, certainly appreciate you tuning in on this Tuesday afternoon. The day CP, whatever his number will be, was introduced to the San Antonio Spurs media, his first official duties as a member of the Silver and Black. And going into the break, we were calling out those that were in attendance. Now, you and I couldn't go to that because it started at 12:30. And if you go over there, assuming it would be on time, no way to get back to the radio station in time to do the show.
No way, yeah.
And we call out some people, including Jeff Garcia from Ken's Five, because you have this press conference and that question was not asked by anybody.
What number are you going to be?
What number are you going to be? I mean, you're CP3, you got Keldon. It was strange not to see any kind of jersey presentation. Now, Jeff sent this on direct message. I always kind of question, do you talk about a DM or not?
Well, sure. Why not?
Well, because it's a DM, sometimes those
Is that
are private.
private.
Well, yes, technically. But in this case, I don't give a damn. And I think Jeff is just trying to clarify something, and I want to give him credit because I was not in the room. You were not in the room.
I was not.
Now, I watched the whole thing, and I thought it ended quick. Like he's going and going, all right, that's it. And I thought, well, that was odd.
Yeah.
According to Jeff Garcia, he said we were told CP3 had to leave early to catch a flight. So we got in questions as quick as we could. And I was like, all right, how was that not one of the first three questions? He said, I was near the end when I asked CP3 something. They were winding up. So, man, I was going to ask it next is kind of what I'm hearing from Jeff Garcia, who's always more than welcome to call in and shed any light on that if he chooses to desire. He knows the number. But according to Jeff, it was never asked. And, the press conference was short. even though it felt like it was, I don't know, 10, 12 minutes. I don't know what that means.
11 minutes.
11 minutes.
Yeah.
10, 12 minutes. It was 11 according to Pledge.
I got you, Pledge.
Right? I thought he was saying it was this long.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
The minutes as he pulled it up on the screen and he looked at the file size, it was this long because he knows I could look at that and go, well, that must have been 11 minutes.
Yes.
And they asked a lot of questions.
Yes.
And honestly, there was a lot of really good questions asked today.
There were
a lot of answers. But the one question I think most everybody wants to know is, what number are you going to wear, Chris?
Are we going to have a problem?
Yeah, well, that's it. But no. I mean, we know that he came to San Antonio because Pop says you can play here.
Man, the opportunity to play, to hoop, to compete. Obviously, this is a first-class organization. And for me, I've loved nothing more than the opportunity to play and contribute and hoop. And hoop, yeah.
And hoop.
Yeah.
That's why he came here. He didn't come here to be somebody's teacher or mentor.
Well,
he came here to hoop.
He's a veteran leader, and he knows it.
I mean, I think I've always taken that responsibility very seriously, but also understanding that I come to hoop. I'm not a coach. You know what I mean? So there's definitely things to be learned and all that stuff. But I come in, obviously, with a lot of knowledge from on-the-job training, but I also come in trying to learn from these guys. That's probably been the coolest thing about my career is that, yeah, I've went to some teams that are younger or whatnot, but I'm constantly learning from these guys. I got a chance to play with Shea in his second year in the league, and I got a chance to learn from him. I got a chance to learn from Book, Bridges, and all those guys. So I'm excited to share with these guys what I know or whatever they want to know, but I'm also excited to see what I can learn from them.
You know, I find him refreshingly honest about that because all I've heard since this time, well, he's going to be a great mentor. He's going to, Stephon Castle, he's going to bring this guy to heights beyond that nobody's ever seen before. And he's going to educate Wemby and he's going to do this and that. He doesn't want to do that.
He
wants to play basketball. That's all he wants to do.
He can do both. Did you not just hear him?
Well, he said if they come to me, he's not going to go to them. So if they come to him and say, hey, CP3,
CP, whatever the number is going to be.
Can you help me with this little thing here? Like
it's a combination of
basketball.
Both. He is.
That's
he's
what
also
he wants
coming
to do.
in here to teach. He's coming.
I don't
in here
think
to
that
teach.
was part of his contract. I think his contract, $11 million, is to play point guard for 24 minutes.
Where do you come up with 24 minutes?
That's about what he averaged last year.
Oh, okay. Coming off the bench,
58 games.
You know, he's going to be he's going to at least start the season as the starter.
Missed 65 games over the last 3 years. Just saying.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I can't tell if you're excited or not.
Like the fact that Chris Paul, and I have a great deal of respect for Chris Paul. I do.
Here we go.
I have a great deal of respect for this guy. He's a future Hall of Famer, one of the best point guards to ever play in this league. I love the battles between him and Tony Parker. But again, I know maybe I'm dense, maybe I'm just plain stupid, but I don't get it. I just don't get it. It doesn't, to me, advance anything when it comes to the Spurs. So it's a stopgap. And to get fans excited, get them excited because it's Chris Paul and he's here in town and he's a San Antonio Spur, which I think is cool. I do. I think it's cool. But it's nothing more than a stopgap.
It is.
Until they get to the magical year of 2025.
Well, and again, that's exactly what it is.
That's all it is.
I don't know why you don't understand that. Because
I would like to see a team being built, not just to waste another year.
You can't skip steps.
What steps are we skipping? See, that's another thing I don't get. So we're just basically saying 2025 is the magical year. We're just going to suck again, maybe win a few more games and make the fans happy, maybe make Wemby happy. Look, Victor, we brought in a couple of veterans. Yay. Be happy.
Last year, you were screaming that we needed to bring in veterans.
To build a team, not to be a Band-Aid.
Well, and again, most veterans fit the Band-Aid role. They're
No, they don't.
They're short-term, not long-term.
No, they're not. I've been covering this team for a long time, and the veterans that they brought in were not one-year guys. They weren't. They were to build a team, and they built a championship team.
No, they had a championship team and added in veterans to fill in some holes.
But they continued to do that. It wasn't just that.
Because they had a core of Tim, Tony, and Manu.
Did they not have a core now?
That was not a championship core.
They didn't have Tony and Manu until 2003.
Okay, and before that, you had veteran guys like Mario Ellie for that 99 team that came in and they served a role. That is what they did. So you look at what the Spurs are doing and why Chris Paul will make this team better is his passing ability. He is a Hall of Fame point guard.
Sure.
Lob City to Wemby. I mean, you can visualize that.
Of course.
That will make Wemby better. That will make Castle better. Who did we hear the other day? Was it Draymond Green talking about what he is going to do for Steph Castle and his wonderful way?
We did.
The good, bad, the ugly.
So now Draymond Green is he's a wizard now.
Oh, well, he's not a wizard. He's a warrior. He does not play in Washington. But I'm saying, though, is the idea of what Chris Paul can do for this group. And when you look at a guy like Draymond, who says he even learned from Chris Paul, and he's a vet himself, like, man, I thought I knew it all. Whatever. But again, when you and was sad to see him leave that team. He will help this team. He's not a long-term Spur, but he will help those that are going to be here long-term be better.
The only thing this helps, Jason, is ticket sales.
I don't know.
That's only thing it helps, because if you roll back, if you're waiting for 2025 and you roll back with the same team that won 22 games last year, people are going to be sick of paying prices that they have to pay. You bring in a Chris Paul. Oh, it's Chris Paul, Hall of Famer. We're excited. Let's go watch. This is for ticket sales.
All right. So,
that's all it is.
All right. You just said you've covered this Spurs team for a long time.
Yes.
When was the last time you thought that the basketball side of the business made a move to help the business side of the business to help sell tickets? That's not what they do. They don't. The basketball operations side. That's what they do.
Okay. Well, it doesn't. How do you explain this any other way?
How do you explain this any other way? They have been telling us since last year that they're not skipping steps.
Right.
You don't do that. We know the Spurs don't make bad deals.
Wait a minute.
No, I mean
they don't.
That's their history. They're not going to sign a bad contract. That's typically not what they do.
Okay.
And there aren't players available for them right now to sign to 3, 4, 5-year contracts. They've been pointing to 25 and telling us the fan in me hates it because I want to be better sooner. But their plan is, and that's what they've been telling us. And when you look at the potential free agents at 25, the draft in 25 and beyond, it's better than what you have right now. So can they get better this year and make those improvements?
They'll be better
without sacrificing what their 25 and beyond plans are. And they have done that with these two deals. And Lauri Markkanen's still available. He hasn't been traded yet to anybody else. The Spurs apparently still interested. Utah, when they decide, or Lauri Markkanen decides what they're going to do, maybe that still happens. But their moves does not keep that move from happening if it actually does come to fruition.
This deal is for 1 year. It's for 1 year, and it does not advance anything. And building a championship team
we
from
have
here
a
on
better
out.
Point guard today than we did at any point last year.
Okay, so this year's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay.
And then what?
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
What's wrong with that? If this year Chris Paul adds excitement and you give a little cushion for Steph Castle to learn how to be an NBA guard, Chris Paul leaves and Castle is your point guard 2 years from now, from day one, that sounds like a win to me.
Well,
I mean, because
if it happens, sure.
What do you mean if it happens?
If it happens.
Well, everything is an if. I mean, you waking up tomorrow morning is an if. And not just you, everybody.
All I'm saying
There's
is
no guarantees.
This is a stopgap.
Yes.
And it does nothing to advance this ball club. Nothing. Because if you go into 2025 with the draft picks that they have, they can't draft them all.
No.
You can't. So you're going to have to make some deals.
Yes.
Right?
And you typically make deals with guys with a year left on their contract.
And deals like Keldon Johnson, for example, or maybe a Jeremy Sohan, who are getting all of this knowledge from Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes, are going to take that somewhere else and apply it there. All I'm saying is this does nothing to advance building this team. It's a Band-Aid for this year. That's all it is. So let's not make it anything else.
Well, nobody is except you.
Everybody is.
Well,
everybody's making it something. You.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
How do you
this
figure?
will help in the future, and it's going to be. No, it's not.
Because it doesn't mess with their future plans. It's definitely exactly that. A stopgap,
that's all it
Band-Aid,
is.
however you want to do it. They didn't sign a bad contract that will keep them from doing what they're planning to do in 25 and beyond.
Do we know what they're planning to do?
It's the Spurs. Of course we don't.
I'm just saying,
I mean, honestly,
let's just call it what it is. This is for a fun 24-25 season. That's all it is. It does nothing to advance the future of this ball club.
Did you expect at the end of last year to start this year with everything that you have heard and everything that we have talked about, that this was going to be a championship team next year?
No, I never thought that.
Okay.
What did Brian Wright say? We were going to be cautiously aggressive?
Something like that.
Okay. Has he done that? No, he hasn't.
Well,
no. This is not cautiously aggressive. This is not aggressive at all. It's cautious.
It's cautious.
But it's not aggressive.
There are some out there that go 59 and a 55 and think they're aggressive driving. And that's what Brian Wright's doing right now.
Well, apparently so. Well, I was saying,
at least he's in the left lane. And
for the future of this ball club, these two moves make no sense to me.
For the future of this ball club, these two moves are brilliant because these moves have made this year's team better than what we had last year and doesn't mess with the potential of what they can do in future years.
I guess making a team better, they were going to be better anyway. They could have rolled out the same squad.
We said that last year, and they still won 22 games. We took a team that won.
You said that last year. I didn't say that last year. You did, and everybody else did. Because, see, everybody's got these things. I'm saying it's time to start building a team. This does not help build anything for the future. Nothing. So all we're doing is being cautious and waiting till the magical year of 2025. Let's call it what it is. It's just not going to build this team. It's not. We're just waiting for, I guess, the magic fairy dust that we're going to spread over everybody. That's going to bring the greatest players ever. And we're not skipping steps. And we got 1 million draft picks, and we got them in a closet. And so let's just call it what it is. This does nothing other than bring in a Hall of Famer who we're going to enjoy watching this year. But it does nothing to build this ball club.
Last year, when you said, why aren't we adding a veteran guy near the deadline? What was that veteran guy going to bring to the team? You wanted a veteran guy all last year.
I wanted veteran guys that can grow with this team. I don't want retreads that are about to retire. That's all Chris Paul is. Sure. God bless him.
Yeah.
That's all he is. Look, Harrison Barnes, if he wants to stick around, I think that move to me can help the future of this club maybe more than a Chris Paul. You want to bring in Harrison Barnes and keep him here for a few years. The guy can shoot. And the guy plays. I'm in for that. Let's do that.
All right. So you're mad at the Chris Paul thing.
I'm not mad
because you're saying both of them.
I'm not mad at
Harrison
anything.
Barnes does adding could be a part of the future.
He does. He could be.
Right.
And that's fine. I love that. That's fantastic. And again, I said yesterday, and I've said it since this happened. If this was 5 years ago, and Chris Paul was in here, and he was going to be a part of the future of this ball club, yes, I'm celebrating. This is a play for Chris Paul to finish his career by playing some ball. That's it.
Without a ring. Which is why I'm surprised he opted to come here.
I don't think he had any other choice.
Which at the trade deadline, I wouldn't be surprised if he
could be
shipped away. But I do think you're going to see Castle be better in his career because of the time he spends with Chris Paul.
Well, time will tell.
And again, I mean, Chris Paul talked about learning from young guys as much as he tried to talk about, and when you listen to former teammates of his, where they're talking about SGA or whoever, Devin Booker, I mean, they've all learned from Chris Paul. So I don't know why you don't think, if this is what you're saying, that these guys aren't going to benefit from having Chris Paul here for a year. I think they will.
We'll see.
Well, of course,
it
we'll
does
see.
nothing to benefit to build this team for the future.
If you're giving these, it makes Castle better for the next 10 years, then yeah, that's a good usage of the Spurs to bring in a guy for a year.
Okay, we'll see.
Well,
makes no sense to me. Doesn't.
Still not, huh?
I mean, well, no, it doesn't. I want to start building a team. This does nothing to build a team.
But it also doesn't keep the Spurs with their moves this offseason from the team you're wanting built and the assets that they have. Those are all still in play for the magical year of 2025.
Well, why? Let's keep them. I mean, 2026 may be better. Who knows? Maybe 2028 is even better than that. Let's just stockpile them all until then.
Well, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
That's good. Congratulations. Jeez.
Arguments like this happen all the time over beers over at the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. You want to get in there and watch some baseball? I know the big fight this weekend. Any big game, any big event, the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road is the best place to go watch anything with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. And when you show up at the Roo, show up hungry. Food is fantastic. Love the fried shrimp over there. They've got the biggest and best wings in town. About 15 different burgers on the menu. The great chicken sandwich. Joe always gets the boneless wings when we're having lunch. Pledge tells me the salads there are wonderful. And that kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. So when you need that late night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub, next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road, right down from the Big Blind. We'll see you at the Roo.
You're listening to The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
You know, the internet's been out most of the state for a lot of people all day, and that's a nightmare. Not quite the nightmare it would be if you go home and your AC is out. If your air conditioner is out, you go home and you've got some plumbing issues, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899, 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are full service. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. Plumbing issues, AC issues, one company. Quartermoon, 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
Testosterone levels in men can start to decrease as early as 30 years old, and long-term health risks can be extremely damaging to your body. Rock's Discount Vitamins carries a variety of natural testosterone boosters that can immediately provide you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improve your mood. Rock's Discount Vitamins natural testosterone boosters can even help you build muscle and lose weight faster. With 11 San Antonio locations, visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. Thanking God and South Texas for all the support.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Play ball! Missions fans, get ready to swing in action tonight at Wolf Stadium. It's AARP $2 Tuesday, presented by 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First pitch at 7:05. Go to samissions.com for tickets.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can check if you're paying too much for home insurance, because giving you options is the right thing to do.
Oh yeah, like bringing brownies to a dinner party. But I never bring brownies with nuts.
because not everyone likes nuts, so they wouldn't eat those brownies. And even people who do like nuts will still eat brownies without them. Why? Because they're brownies.
But still, it's the right thing to do. So compare rates with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? You've got an oil change coming up. You can go farther and save on full synthetic with our oil change special. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of STP full synthetic oil with an STP extended life oil filter for just $29.99. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs introduced 2 of their newest players today. Of course, Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes, both players happy to be here, ready to get to work. Spurs Summer Leaguers in action tonight. They're 0-2 in the California Classic. They have one more shot, though, to close things out tonight, 7 o'clock against the Chinese national team. By the way, that game's going to be televised on NBA TV.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Tuesday afternoon. If you're listening on 94.1, thank you. Watching on YouTube, subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. You can comment there. Any of the apps. It's Tuesday. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, why not, man? It's been one of those crazy days. That's for sure. Just nuts. But thanks for all of y'all hanging in there with us, and we appreciate it.
The idea of what the Spurs are doing this offseason, some get it, some don't. And I say it that way. I think some are on board and more aren't. I think you all get it. You just don't like it. And the idea that the Spurs are always so forthcoming makes it even more aggravating. Because if Brian Wright or Pop would give us an indication of what they're actually doing, but they are doing exactly what they told us.
Well, not really.
They really
cautiously aggressive is what I heard Brian Wright say from his mouth. He said that
in 25 and beyond. They're not doing anything.
He didn't say that.
He has. They're not doing anything.
He didn't say that. He said they're going to be cautiously aggressive this year. That's what he said.
They want to get. They keep talking about time. Couple years down the road. Which when he said that, we all exploded. Because we want it now. This is a microwave society. We want it now. We want them to be better now. Looking at some of the comments on YouTube, Eric Perales says, I'm with Joe. Makes no sense other than to sell tickets. And then you get another one saying Spurs are going to sell tickets regardless. Wemby sells the tickets. And, I think there is a lot of truth to all of that. Yeah, they're going to sell tickets regardless. And Wemby is still the star of the show. Maybe they might sell some Chris Paul jerseys. Hell, Chris didn't even move with his family here. I mean, you talk
We don't
about
even know what number he's going to be.
Well, we don't know that either. But I mean, you talk about, you have a rental when your wife and kids are staying in LA or California. What do you say, LA?
I think it's LA.
Yeah, it's LA.
Yeah.
I love my family, but yeah, she's staying there.
No reason to move them. There's no reason to.
This ain't home. This is just next.
Yes. And he wants to continue to play, and I respect that. The guy wants to play. And the Spurs are giving him that opportunity to play. So
now I know that I'm on board with it because I feel like I understand what the Spurs plan is. I don't agree with the Spurs plan. I want them to be better sooner rather than later. The fan in me, the Spurs fan in me is kind of like you. I want it now.
Mm-hmm.
But when I listen to what Brian Wright and Pop and everybody has said, and then I see their moves, I can see what they're trying to do. And down the road, we'll see. But you look at a guy like Zach Lowe on his podcast. He thinks the Spurs are going to be in the playoff race this year.
I know what the Spurs are probably going to look like if Wembanyama's healthy. Now we don't know that, but the Spurs have pick swaps from Dallas, Minnesota, and Sacramento in 2030 and 2031. Clearly, this is a calculated strategy of A, we're going to be good so we can swap up. B, we're going to be needing low-price talent injections around Wembanyama in the apron era with little ability to do it. And that's one way we can do it, through the draft, if we up our pick and have a better chance of getting an actual good player in the draft. A+ work for the Spurs. I have no notes for the Spurs. Harrison Barnes can fit on their team. They can flip Harrison Barnes at the deadline for some draft assets. I'm telling you right now, Chris Herring, I'm calling it now. The Spurs are going to be in the playoff race next year.
No.
Then why would you flip Harrison Barnes at the deadline if you're going to be in the playoffs?
I mean,
that makes no sense.
Well, and again, in the playoff race or in the playoffs, are they going to be competitive? Are they fighting for the 9th, 10th seed or the 6th, 7th seed or a 5 seed? The idea that the Spurs today, you can say literally, are better than what ended the year last year with Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes.
No doubt. I agree with that.
And so, I mean, hell, 2 starting jobs were just lost with the introduction of those 2 guys today because they will be the opening day starters. Now, if you're optimistic, you hope Chris Paul is not the starter at the end of the year. If Steph Castle is able to take over the starting point guard role, unless Pop doesn't want to be disrespectful, but I think about Tony Parker coming in, and we didn't know when he was going to be a starter, and it didn't take him 2 weeks to take over that starting job, right? So, I do think it's on Steph Castle's timeline. How well is he doing will be how long Chris Paul is the starter here.
Well, I wouldn't count out Trey Jones, for goodness sake. I mean, the guy played decent basketball at the end. I'm not saying he's your starting point guard, but, I mean, this guy's not just going to fall off and go away unless they trade him away. But, I mean, the guy can play. I wouldn't discount that guy at all. And I think to start out, I think you use Castle in different ways. Maybe not necessarily as a point guard. Maybe he's a 2. I think they're going to experiment with him a little bit because you have that option with a Chris Paul, with a Trey Jones. You can play Castle at point. You can play him at 2. So I think Pop's going to see where he fits the best in the NBA and then go from there.
It's going to be, I think from that standpoint, a pretty fun year.
Yeah. I don't disagree with any of that.
Waiting to see what other moves they might make this offseason before I kind of figure out what I think the record will be. But if they should be, over-under should be around 38.5, 40, somewhere in there. I mean, they're going to be near a 500 basketball team. They might be a little bit better, depending on health. I don't expect another 22-win season. But, Lord, I didn't expect a 22-win season this year. I didn't. I thought you took last year's, 2 years ago, that team that was awful, trying to lose. I probably thought they were 10 games better than what their record was. So you got in Wemby, that should be worth another 10 wins.
Yep.
How many wins is Chris Paul worth? How many wins is Harrison Barnes worth, or the combination of those two with a Wemby as much as he improved from the start of the year to the end of the year?
I think Wemby is worth 10 more wins himself. And I say that sincerely. This kid, look, the way he improved in the second half of the season, just because he knew where he was, he had his feet under him. He understood what the NBA was all about. And I think now he's just going to get better and better. I mean, this guy's a real deal, and he's going to make 10 wins difference, I think. Now, you add in Chris Paul, depending on how much he plays, and I say that not in a disrespectful way, but he's missed a lot of games over the last 3 years.
Sure.
Doesn't play a lot of minutes. Maybe he'll play more minutes since he is the starter here. Harrison Barnes, and I love it. I do. I love this guy. He's a shooter. The Spurs need a shooter. The guy can shoot. And that move, I think, maybe he sticks around a little bit. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. That one makes a little more sense to me than does the Chris Paul deal. So we'll see what this team's going to be better. I don't think there's any question.
It's going to be better, but they're not a championship level
No,
team. I don't even know
no.
if they're a playoff team.
They're
Maybe
not.
play in. See, Big Rob 3 on Twitter tweets at Joe Reinagle 2-0. Keep educating at Jason Minix. Everyone around here drinking the Spurs Kool-Aid, they'll still suck next year. I don't know, Rob. I don't know anybody that's saying the Spurs are a championship team next year. Maybe a play-in team is.
That's possible.
It's possible.
I think it is.
And it's growth. It's improvement.
Mm-hmm.
But how good are they going to be? I mean, yeah, they're not a championship
Maybe they'll
team.
win the in-season tournament.
Oh, I
we'll
doubt
hang
that.
a banner in the Frost Bank Center.
And credit Jeff Freitag on my bad contract situation. He tweets in, Richard Jefferson, Rasho Nesterovic, Antonio McDyess, and Pau Gasol have entered the chat.
All true, by the way.
Yeah.
All true.
But you think about the years of the front office, you got 4 or 5 guys. There's always some bad deals or
Always.
deals that you pick up.
Yes.
But typically speaking, when the Spurs make a move, is what I'm trying to say, is it's a calculated risk. Not every move works out. We certainly know that. But you don't see the Spurs doing like what Phoenix did with Bradley Beal. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there that want moves like that with big names and ridiculous contracts and things that don't fit. So when I say bad deals, I'm more talking about that. I don't expect them just, all right, this guy's available, throw all the money at the book at him, bring him in, and we'll see if it works. That's not the Spurs way.
No, and that's not what I'm even advocating for. And the Bradley Beal deal with Phoenix is, I mean, the CBA is going to do away with stuff like that with the whole new rules that they have. So things are a little bit different, and they're doing that to discourage those kinds of super teams, if you will. So things are going to change a little bit. And I know the Spurs have to change a little bit too because of that. I just wish they would start building a team than just putting a Band-Aid on this season, because that's what I feel like they're doing.
Yeah, this year is you're in the rental house.
Yes.
While the architect is figuring out what the dream house is going to be. Hey, Matt, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Jason, it's the other way around. You need to keep educating Joe over there. First of all, that's point number one. It's okay, Joe. Let me ask you this. You're in Brian Wright's seat. What are you going to do this year? There wasn't anything out there to improve the team so quickly. They're building for the future. Wemby's not going to leave this place ever. He's got a new contract coming up in 3 years, so they're doing it the right way. Use those picks. Pay Wemby. Keep him here. Joe, what are you going to do? You're Brian Wright's seat. Who are you going to bring in?
Well, first of all, let me ask you a question. So you know that Wemby's going to stay here for his entire career? You know that already?
Yeah.
You do? How do you know that? I'm interested, really, because if you know that, please let me know where you got that from.
It's the same thing with Tim Duncan, David Robinson. They're generational players.
Really?
They're not going to let him go.
Do you know how close? Do you know how close Tim Duncan came to moving to Orlando?
He flew to Orlando. Was on the plane, but he didn't.
You know why he didn't? Do you know why he didn't? It wasn't because of loyalty to San Antonio. It was loyalty to his wife, because Doc Rivers wouldn't let her fly on the plane. It's the only reason he didn't go to Orlando.
The only reason.
Okay.
Don't give me. So don't.
Ex-wife.
Well, XY,
back to my original question, Joe. You're in Brian Wright's seat. What are you going to do right now? Yeah, Chris Paul, big deal. He's here for a year, whatever. What are you going to do? Who are you going to bring in? Who are you going to sign? Who are you going to draft? If you want this to happen now, it's for the future.
Nobody's saying I want it now. What I'm saying is I want players in here they can build with.
Who?
Well, okay. Well, let me get a list of guys that are out there. I've already talked about a trade with Lauri Markkanen. I think he can grow with this team if that could happen. But a Chris Paul is simply a Band-Aid. Pop is doing Chris Paul a favor. That's all he's doing. That's all he's doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, okay.
I'm not happy with Chris Paul.
So the magical year of 20 – so we're just waiting on the magical year of 2025.
That's what they're doing. Appreciate the call, Matt. You look at it, at some point, there wasn't a better option that the Spurs wanted to sign to a long-term contract than Chris Paul, who comes here. $11 million at the NBA level for a player like Chris Paul is a steal. That is dirt cheap, and probably the best offer that Chris Paul got at this point in his career.
Well, look, it's again, they want to keep their draft assets. If they wanted to deal and get some players in here, they could do that.
Sure, but they don't love those players enough to want to do that.
They're waiting to see. Well, we'll see. We'll see if that happens or if it doesn't happen, because market is still not off the table. Now, I don't know what Utah wants, and maybe it is too much money, but he's not off the table yet.
Nope. And I could see that in the two deals that they did with bringing in Paul and Barnes does not affect their ability to still go do a Lauri Markkanen deal.
That's exactly right.
And which is why I think what they have done has been brilliant. So short term, yes, but it doesn't affect the long-term plan. Who knows?
So we'll just have fun this year and wait for magical 2025.
When and if it does happen, you think about Joe's head exploding over $11 million for Chris Paul for a year. When Dak gets a contract, Joe's head is going to look like that guy who tried to take fireworks off his head. Let me do this for the gram.
Light on fire.
He's not here anymore. It's going to be that kind of head explosion. There's an update on those contract negotiations with Dak Prescott.
How about that?
We'll get into that coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, sometimes after calls like that, the only thing that will help is a nice shower. Just kind of clean yourself, right? After a bad call like that. But that's okay.
Because that was a great call.
It was a good call.
Leave Matt alone.
It was a good call. I appreciate the debate. I really do. But you know what? I can go home and take a nice shower because I have a new Connecticut quality water softener at my house. And I'm going to tell you what, it makes a huge, huge difference. Look, you live in San Antonio in South Texas, you know, a water softener. Well, it's must. You got to have one because the water is absolutely so hard. And I tell you what, Connecticut is the best in the business. You know what I like the most about it? You don't have to plug it in. It only works when you need water. And I love that. There's no plugins, there's no buttons to push, no timers to set or reset, by the way, and no adjustments to make. And there's no increase in your electric bill. That is fantastic. Soft water is available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is great. And I tell you what, right now, the good folks at Connecticut Quality Water of San Antonio are going to put a quality water softener in your home for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. Yeah, you heard me right. 90 days, absolutely free, no contract. If you've been thinking about it, now is the time to get it done. Call Connecticut Quality Water Softeners, 656-PURE. That's 656-7873 or ConnecticutSA.com. Hey, you know the jingle? Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE. Connecticut.
San Antonio Sports Star.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. And you want to download HURT now. You want the app before you need it. So like if you're arguing with somebody like Joe and you punch the table and hurt your hand, you can get that expertise on the HURT app for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app available in the App Store and in Google Play. You can learn more about HURT app and the Ortho Now Injury Clinic online at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Fans, get ready to swing in action tonight at Wolf Stadium. It's AARP $2 Tuesday, presented by 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First pitch is 7:05. Go to samissions.com for tickets.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
This summer, click into easier yard cleanup with same-day delivery from the Home Depot. Click into clearing overgrown grass or weeds with effortless gas-like power. And click into the convenience of a battery platform compatible with over 250 tools with the Milwaukee M18 fuel trimmer, now for just $199. Click into power with 4th of July savings now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select and stock items by 4 p.m. subject to availability.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Join Twin Peaks for every Copa America match today through July 14th. How will the U.S. fare against our neighbors to the south? Watch every game with 29-degree draft beers and wall-to-wall scenic views. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 210-615-7777 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 tests under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. You know, I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. You know, basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
This is Jim Rome, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe. I'm Jason. We're going to Vegas.
Oh, how
yes,
about
sir.
that?
You know, we leave for Oxnard. 20 days from today, we'll be live on the tennis courts in Oxnard for AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. So we'll spend, 8 or so days in LA, Oxnard, and come home for 2 weeks. And then we'll go to Las Vegas because we like going west. And we want you to go to Circa Las Vegas with us.
Absolutely.
August 22nd and 23rd, that Thursday and Friday, the Blitz will be live at Circa Las Vegas. And then we're sticking around for the weekend because, of course.
Because we're in Vegas.
Yeah, but not coming home early.
No.
You guys can go. Got a text from a friend today. They booked their rooms.
Oh, he did. Nice.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Friends over at Tri-County Meat Market.
Uh-huh.
They're going back. They were with us on the last trip too.
Absolutely.
And you guys can go. There are discounted room links at Circa Las Vegas and at the D at sasportstar.com. And all the details there as well for the ultimate contest weekend, because they're two big contests they do at Circa Las Vegas are back this year, Circa Million and Circa Survivor. You can enter in Nevada. You have to enter in Nevada, but you can play it from anywhere. So all season long, you can play these season-long contests. So we'd love to see you in Las Vegas and hang out with us, or we can hang out with you August 22nd through the 25th. But between now and then, if you go to Vegas, go by Circa, and you can enter Circa Million or Circa Survivor. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It makes, Sunday afternoons and Monday nights a lot of fun because you got something to root for.
Absolutely. And
Minix might even, he might even have
some big money.
He might even have the Commanders one weekend he's got to root for.
That will never happen.
Or the Eagles.
I don't,
or even the Giants.
I don't know that I would do a Survivor League. I'm not good at that.
I know, but so the 5-0, you never take those teams?
Well, I might.
Yeah. I'd be rooting for
what you're saying.
Washington Commanders one day.
Yeah, they're bringing back their gold yellow pants. Isn't that lovely? That's lovely. Again, hit those links, make your reservations, and when you do, let us know as well. sasportstar.com is where those links are for Circa Las Vegas. And while you're there, if you've done some grilling, mention the people from Tri-County Meat Market, Joe and Jackie, who are going to Vegas. If you've done grilling over the 4th of July, upload those photos there for your chance to win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market.
Got to judge meat on Thursday.
Yes, sir. Joe's favorite thing to do.
Absolutely. Always like my meat big. Yes.
So Dak Prescott at his camp. He is back from Mexico. And I don't give a damn about the boot at this point.
Little fishing trip.
Not that big of a story. Although he did talk about it and did kind of explain it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I'm great. Honestly, I'm getting older. It's the same ankle, right, that I snapped and had a nasty surgery on 4 years ago. So, a couple of hard days of training, and you get a little sore, and then you're going on a fishing trip, and you want to protect it and make sure that things don't get worse. So, literally, it is absolutely nothing. That's why I said people are reaching, trying to make things that they aren't. I'm getting older. Have to take care of my body. Have to be smart. And if I can take precautions and lessening something by putting on a boot, I'm gonna do it. And so, sorry that it caused such a whirlwind.
See,
but he's got to understand. If somebody sees Dak Prescott in a boot, it's going to be a big deal.
Is it proof that when you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys,
yes,
you can't go anywhere on this planet?
No.
Like, I don't know that he wears that boot into the Circle K in Frisco, but I'm in Mexico at a private resort
going fishing
on a pretty fancy ass fishing boat.
Yeah.
And nobody here is going to know who I am. No, sir.
Well, Mexico's a big Dallas Cowboys.
It is.
I mean, there's a lot of fans in Mexico.
But I'm wondering if, he was there for a couple of days, apparently there for Tyron Smith's wedding.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of Cowboys and stuff going on. And Dak was at the wedding. A lot of Tyron's Cowboy teammates were there. I didn't see Aaron Rodgers there, but but I did see Dak Prescott was at the wedding. And, do you feel like you've walked around? Nobody's bothering me. All right, I'm going to put on the boot before we go fishing.
Yeah.
Maybe. Now, his idea that it's a precaution, coming up a little bit later when we do our injury update, Dr. Casey Taber is going to join us. We're going to ask him, is that real or is that BS?
That's
like, do you tell athletes, like, if you think, go wear the boot as preventative? I want to know.
I think it's great, but Dak ought to know better than that. I mean, being the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, he knows everything is a much bigger deal. If somebody sees you in a boot, they're going to go, "Oh no, Dak's got a boot on."
Isn't that what you did?
Yes.
Just like that?
Yes. I mean, that's what happens.
You get your little girly voice going when you see Dak in a boot?
Dak! Don't be hurt, Dak. It's a big deal, Dak, and you got to know it. And he does.
I love you, Dak.
Yes, he knows that. But I get what you're saying. You're in Mexico. You think, hey, nobody's going to see me here.
Well, I don't know if there's a place on this planet that he could go where he's not going to get recognized.
There's not. Yeah. Well, he knows it. He's going to get a contract, though. That's the question.
Yeah, we kind of buried the lead with the boot. Maybe a funnel. If you're a part of the YouTube only part of the show, you might want to back up to about 3:00.
Yeah, listen to that.
That's
funnel
a story that we got to talk about. Well, I mean, we need the radio audience to hear that.
We may have to.
No, we don't. I'm burying the lead. We know when we get to Oxnard for our AA Best Bail Bonds Cowboys training camp coverage here in a couple weeks, that unless signatures get on papers between now and then, which isn't likely, contracts for CD and Dak are going to be major storylines. Dak today at his camp, while CD has already said, don't even bring up the contract at my camp, you'll get no answers, which is foolish on his part to think that that's going to happen. Dak was asked about his contract.
Yeah, I mean, there's been conversations back and forth, but for the most part, for me, as y'all know, I'm gonna let my agent do that, especially as we get right here into training camp. Day one of training camp, my mind flips to just obviously helping my team and just doing everything I can within the organization and on the football field to make sure that I'm my best and everyone around me is their best, and the money and all that will take care of itself as it always has.
Okay. Headline there. Conversations are happening.
Both ways, he said.
Yes.
Of course, right? I mean, I'm sure they're talking. My question is, how far apart are they and how close, or better question, how close are they to getting a deal done?
Well, I think how far apart's because if it's close, get it done. But the idea that, and again, just piecing together what little nuggets they throw on the floor.
Right.
At one point, they weren't even talking about it. Right? I mean, it wasn't that long ago that it kind of sounded like there weren't conversations at his big charity function in which Jerry Jones was at and did not talk to the media, which was a headline in itself because Jerry always talks to the media. That's when Dak, the only time I've ever heard Dak, nothing's really happening, whether it's here or another team. That's the only time Dak has actually talked about, maybe I won't be here.
Yep.
To now is listen to the beginning of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's been conversations back and forth, but
conversations back and forth.
Yeah,
and it's got to start there. We know what the number is. The Cowboys know what the number is. I don't even really know at this point if the Cowboys, do they believe in them or any of that? I mean, because those conversations to be real quick if, it's conversations back and forth. So it's not like, all right, you're dumb. We're going to go to free agency. It's not the insulting offer. The in season with the Giants. I'm not going to make a disrespectful offer. So, because then you don't have conversations. You have a conversation and middle fingers or, so it feels like maybe we're closer. I think the Cowboys are willing to pay the money. I've said all along, my gut feeling is sometime at training camp, Jerry will do that deal because he loves to do deals at training camp. It's how do they figure out how they're going to spend the money as we talk like with the Spurs, 5 years down the road, 4 years down the road, 3 years. How do you fit that contract with the CD contract, with the Micah contract and the Diggs contract and all the other contracts? At some point, Tyler Smith, they've got to factor in that 3 years down the road. They're just trying to figure out how to make it all work.
And that's tough. I don't envy anybody in the league that's got to try and figure all that stuff out. Well, we'll see what happens. The fact that he did say that they've been going back and forth, that means negotiations. And so we'll see if a deal gets done or if it doesn't. But training camp's coming up pretty quick.
And I might be reaching, and I'm cool to say it that way. Dak's tone on that answer, and maybe it's just he's relaxed and recharged after a weekend in Mexico, but his tone there in talking about it just kind of feels like is something closer than we think.
Could be.
Because you listen to all the other times, sometimes it's like, man, quit talking about my car. Yeah, there's not that, there wasn't that angst in the answer.
Well, that's what leads you to believe, on the other hand, with CD Lamb, that they're not close.
Correct.
Because he doesn't want to talk about it, and he's not happy.
He's not happy. And so, and again, maybe I've just been in Mexico, but there was just something about that tone and the way he said it that seems different than earlier this offseason when he's talked about it, or going back to when he got tagged a couple of times. I'm not talking contract. That's all my agent. That's all my, right? He did get there to that talking point, but after he said conversations are going back and forth.
Well, you always say deadline make deals, and I think the deadline is the start of the season, because I think once the season begins, Dak doesn't want to talk about it anymore, and I don't think the Cowboys do either. So there's your deadline. When's the first game? September 8th, 9th?
Yeah, September 8th against Cleveland.
Yeah.
Although what we don't know is Dak given them a deadline? Now there's nothing public, but maybe he knows. You talk about deadlines making deals. Maybe, by my birthday, July 29th.
Could be.
I need one big present from you.
Could be.
Jerry.
Could be.
And it's $60 million a year.
That's ridiculous. So ridiculous.
$60 million a year. Jerry, are you going to be all in?
Oh, poor Jerry.
Yeah. Poor Jerry.
Poor Jerry.
Your definition of what is all in and mine might not be the same thing.
Exactly.
Well, I mean,
Dak.
You're going to push all your chips to the table.
Could be.
That's what Joe likes to do when he's not doing well. Screw it. Let me just go all in.
Might as well. You never know when you're going to hit that thing, right? Especially if you go to the big blind. You can do that. And you have the feeling of doing that, just kind of pushing all the chips there. I'm all in. It's a high like nothing else, and it is a lot of fun. Hey, tonight's a great night to head out to the big blind, because if you haven't been to the big blind, I'm going to ask you why. You need to get out there. It's so much fun. But tonight, every Tuesday in July, in fact, they have what they call the Wheel of Fortune nights. It is tonight. They have a lucky wheel there at the big blind. High hand of the hour from 7 to midnight gets to spin the wheel. And you can win as much as $500, but there's all kinds of prizes on that wheel. But you can win as much as $500. It is a great night to go into the big blind. Head on down there, because the big blind, if you haven't been there, what is a premier poker room in San Antonio? There's nothing better in town. Nothing even close to being better. Upscale environment, caters to players of all abilities. You don't have to be an expert to go in there and have a lot of fun. It's from the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant. That's the good news. It is locally owned and operated. They take care of that place. Look, if you've been to the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, you know how good those places are. The big blind, just like it, same owners. Great food, beverages served to your table. They got a full bar and TVs all over the place. Get down to the big blind. Take your shot at spinning the lucky wheel for $500 in cash. You know where it is. It's right down from the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, right there at 281 and Redland Road.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Is our national pride intact? Did the Spurs defeat communist China?
So where we are right now, is it that, or did these Spaniards take down the French? We're talking sports and sprots. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-785-9545. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-785-9545 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-785-9545 to see if you qualify. That's 800-785-9545.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
The Morning Huddle.
I know, like, the worst part of Canada, well, not the worst part, but I like the real desolate part is the middle. Saskatchewan's where Regina is. My old co-host's wife was from Regina, and it just led to countless jokes
It's just
about
not where you want to be from.
Well, you're spending your whole summer in Regina. There's worse places to be.
Well, we could just keep going, right? But
it does have an odor to it.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. Your early morning wake-up call on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
So good to hear AJ's voice this morning on the Morning Huddle.
I mean, you didn't have to get up at 4 o'clock.
I wasn't going to do that twice.
I mean, it's a good thing I didn't have to get up at 4 o'clock. Yeah,
that's what it is. Make sure you listen to the Morning Huddle tomorrow morning from 6 to 10 with Rob Thompson and AJ Hoffman. It is the Blitz. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On Twitter at Joe Reinagel210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. All the debate on what the San Antonio Spurs are doing and how they're building it. Again, you might agree with their plan, you might disagree with their plan, but their plan is their plan, and they seem to be working their plan. I think all of us believe that the Spurs are very, very interested in one Lauri Markkanen. They liked Lauri Markkanen when he was with Chicago, and he ended up in Utah. And Utah has been fielding a lot of trade offers for Lauri Markkanen this offseason, who's got 1 year left on his deal. Brett Siegel, who is a NBA insider and reporter for Clutch Sports, tweets out about something that he reported today about a mystery team, and he said he didn't talk about a mystery team. He said all that was reported in today's story is that the Jazz are leaning more in the direction of keeping Markkanen at this time, despite receiving an offer that includes 3 first-round picks. Now, I don't know who Brett Siegel is, to be honest, but he's a national NBA guy. Although we might have to reach out or find somebody in Salt Lake City, right? So it's Danny Ainge, and we know Danny Ainge's history. He might have got an offer for 3 first-round picks, but they might not be the first round picks that he wants.
Might not be.
Not all first round picks are created equal. They might be picks that have protections on them.
Yeah.
That become less valuable. They might be in years that don't include next year because everybody is chasing Cooper Flagg. So, he might not want something in 2031. Just saying.
Why wouldn't he? I don't understand.
It's
going to be a great draft in 2031.
Well, we don't know, but those seventh graders are looking sharp right now. So, again, do you buy that? Do you not buy that?
No, I do, Jason. And look, but Utah's a little bit under the gun too. So Danny Ainge, while he's going to be tough, they got to realize that Lauri Markkanen is going to go into free agency.
Well, he's got another year left.
Right.
Well, and they can sign him to an extension in August.
Right. But what if he doesn't want to do that? What if he wants to test the waters? I mean, so he's got to decide, do I strike while the iron's hot, so to speak, and get something and rebuild this team? Or do I keep Markkanen and build around him? Still a young guy. He's only 27 years old. Do they take the plunge, re-sign him, give him an extension, and build around him? So they've got some decisions to make. And if you don't get what you want, maybe you just do that. It wouldn't be the worst of things for them.
It's almost like when you see a price reduction on a house, right? At some point that might move, but your asking price initially might be too high and the market doesn't bear out what you're asking for, and then you reduce the price. And there's a new real estate term I see, like everybody has 48,000 realtor friends on Facebook, and there's some new fancy term that basically means we've cut the price.
Right.
We've lowered it. I forget what the term is, but right now Danny Ainge has an asking price and he's not willing to let it go for less. He wants to win and get exactly what he wants, and he's not desperate to take less than what he thinks Lauri Markkanen is there for. The other part of it, when you look at the calendar and some of the nuances of the way the CBA works, Lauri Markkanen can sign an extension in August with Utah. He can't sign it today. He's eligible for that in August. But if he signs it with Utah, then they've got to wait 6 months to trade him because of that extension.
Yes.
So August 6th becomes a really key date for those that are thinking, all right, if I can't get Lauri Markkanen to start the season, what about the end? Because the trade deadline is February 6th.
Right.
So if he signs the extension on August 6th, which I believe is the day he is eligible to sign the extension, so he can't sign it on the 3rd or the 4th, it's got to be August 6th. If he signs it that day, he can be traded February 6th. If he signs it August 8th, he can't get traded till next offseason. So will he be a trade deadline move as opposed to a off-season move if he signs that extension with Utah? The other part of it is anybody that trades for Lauri Markkanen has to have some sort of extension in place.
Have to.
Because you're not giving up 3 first-round picks and whatever else Danny Ainge is asking for a guy that's got 1 year left on his contract.
No, you're going to have to make sure you've got an extension in place, an agreement with Markkanen and his people. You have to. So all of those things, it's a very complicated thing. We'll see how this plays out. The Spurs just might not be willing to part with what Danny Ainge wants at the moment. And who knows? Maybe they take a chance in the offseason next year.
Or near the trade deadline.
Deadline.
Because now you got a Chris Paul and a Harrison Barnes that are very tradable players.
Yes, they are. Especially one Chris Paul.
Although, if you're going to do Chris Paul a solid, like give him a job to start the year, if you trade him at the deadline, it's got to be to a team that's chasing a championship, doesn't it?
Well, it's got to be. And a lot's going to depend on him. How does he play? I mean, teams are going to be looking. If they need a point guard and a veteran, is Chris Paul healthy? Has he lost anything? I mean, all of that stuff will be determined. And they'll have, they'll have a look-see. So lots happening.
One of the things with Chris Paul is he was introduced today, had his press conference here in San Antonio, and he's not in town very long. I mean, he flew in and apparently flew out right away. I mean, he came to spend 10 minutes with the San Antonio media, none of which nobody there asked him what number is he going to wear. And it was weird a weird press conference because I've never seen a player get introduced to by a franchise and not hold up the jersey.
Right.
That he wasn't even wearing a Spurs shirt for that matter. He was wearing the right colors, but that was just what he put on this morning. Like, where am I going, San Antonio? Silver. All right, I'll wear this. But the idea of coming to San Antonio, he said it wasn't much of a sales pitch because one wasn't needed.
Yeah, I didn't need a sales pitch. You know what I mean? I think me and Pop more than anything had a conversation. And I think what I appreciated the most was, Pop said, I want you to come be you. Whatever that means, he said that too. And I'm excited. And anything you do, I don't care who you are, a writer, anything you want to feel wanted. You know what I mean? And he sounded excited. So that got me excited. And I think something that I would probably want to say is I think a lot of times there's rhetoric about, oh, this guy wants to stay close to home. He has to be close to home. My family is everything. My wife is here. My kids are back in LA, and that's where they will be during the season. And I love basketball so much that I could be close to home, but if I'm not playing, I'm not happy. Seriously. And I love my family to death. And so when we saw this opportunity, even though it'll put me away from my family knows me better than anybody. And they know that, I just want to play. I want to play more than anything. And that's why I'm grateful for them and more so grateful to be here.
And I'm happy for him that he's going to get to play. Obviously, athletes like Chris Paul get to the end of their career and you don't want it to stop. You don't want it to end. So he's going to play with San Antonio. Does he go anywhere else? Who knows? But good for Chris Paul. Again, I don't understand it. I'm glad he's here. It's going to be fun to have a future Hall of Famer in a San Antonio Spurs uniform, and we'll see how it goes.
What number are we going to hang up in the rafters?
We won't. There won't be. We got to make room for that in-season tournament win.
No,
we're going to take that away from LeBron and company.
Well, no, they get a new banner every year. It's not like the Stanley Cup where it travels around.
I know, but they're like the defending champs. You got to knock them off.
In-season tournament champs.
Yes. Defending in-season tournament champs.
Chris Paul said all the right things today.
He did.
And I'm not the biggest Chris Paul fan. Haven't been. Going back to New Orleans,
Sports Day,
L.A. That game 7 in L.A. I mean, he's just always been that guy.
Uh-huh.
But we root for Laundry. He's going to wear a Spurs jersey. We will root for him. And I found him to be extremely nice today.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know what I was expecting, but I don't know that I was expecting
nice
that. Right. I don't know that I was expecting him in 10 minutes to answer all the questions the way that I was like, man, all right, I'll root for you. Right. Because I'm still surprised that he's here. I really am. When there was rumors when free agency was about to start that the Spurs had interest in Chris Paul, I was like, well, sure, why not? But why would he be interested in San Antonio at this point in your career? I figured he would only go to a place that was chasing a ring, even if it was for a minimum salary. Championships are everything. And he has always struck me as the kind of guy, and he said it today, and he said it, I don't know how many times throughout his deal. He loves to win. It doesn't matter. It's all about winning.
Yeah.
So you come here, there's no championship expectation here in San Antonio.
I mean, we start that stuff in training camp. I'm not here to say we're going to do this or do that. I think we all got to get together and make sure that we understand, what our goals are and what we're going to do to try to help each other get there. I only have one goal every time, and that's to win. Every game. I don't care if it's practice. I don't care if it's shooting contest. I don't think you should play anything if you're just doing it for and giggles.
Bleeps and giggles.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And that's the way he's played his entire career. I mean, there's no reason to doubt what he's saying. He wants to win. And he wants, if he can come here and the Spurs make any noise at all, I mean, he's going to get a lot of that credit.
Define
right?
noise.
Well,
here's the thing. I don't think
sniff
so.
The playoff.
I don't. I hear what you're saying, but because of Wemby, I don't know that anybody on this team will get credit like that if Wemby is doing Wemby things.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I don't know that, people are going to say, man, that Chris Paul made all the difference in the world. Will he make Wemby better? Yes, he will, because he's going to be able to get Wemby the ball. Lob City, the passing ability, he'll make Wemby better. But if the Spurs are better next year, it's going to be because of Wemby. Wemby is going to get Cowboy quarterback treatment.
Sure.
All the blame if they're not doing well, and then all the accolades if they do, just like any other quarterback. Look at Patrick Mahomes. That's a hell of a Chiefs team with a hell of a coach, but Patrick Mahomes is just a wizard. Wemby is a wizard, and he's going to get all the credit. So I don't think that Spurs make any kind of noise. It's all because of that Chris Paul guy who's here on a 1-year contract and is going to, he's not even moving his family here. He's going to rent an apartment over there near the facility and probably get lawn chair furniture at Walmart and just make it work. I kid.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? I don't know that it's all about Wemby.
Well, I think and you're right. There's no doubt about that. This team would be better if you didn't have Chris Paul here, because Wemby's going to be better.
Yes.
But I think Harrison Barnes might make a big difference. Harrison Barnes is a guy you've got to take seriously because he can shoot the basketball. He's a 3-point shooter. He can do that. And I think that's going to help Wemby just as much as adding a Chris Paul. I like the Harrison Barnes move. I do. And I don't know how long he'll be here. I would like to. And again, I wish these guys were a few years younger and they had some years left and build around something like that. But the Harrison Barnes move, I love. And I think he's going to make a big difference. This guy played every game last year.
Yep.
And he's the baller. And I like that move. So it's not all negative. Not all negative.
Look at that.
I like Harrison Barnes.
Look at that.
How about that?
The term I was thinking of on Facebook with the real estate analogy isn't reduced. That's to price improvement.
Oh.
I've seen a lot of realtors
price improvement
using that.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
All
price improvement at whatever
Nice.
the address
Yeah.
is, and there
Excellent.
you see the reduction.
Yeah.
The cut price.
Yeah.
Price improvement's the new buzzword.
Perfect.
I knew I would think.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Tomorrow we might actually do a full show on the radio.
Well, I hope so.
I mean, we did a full show today, or one of us did.
I'm not sure what you meant by that, since you weren't here for the first 10 minutes.
That's what I meant by
Yeah,
that.
you did.
I did not do.
Jeez.
Well, because we were not on the air.
Leaving it all to me.
We have survived the Spectrum statewide outage of 2024.
We have.
Make
We
sure you
have.
listen to the Morning Huddle tomorrow morning at 6. Extra innings with Pledge coming up next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
First